Hi, everybody. Welcome to FNS Wrestling Podcast, episode 289. Back down in the basement to talk about another week of professional wrestling with my son, Jack, who is still in university. Say hello, Jack.
Hola.
Some intense frustration getting 289 off the ground this morning because I came down and the MacBook that I used to do all of this updated last night. And apparently when it updates, that means all of my templates that I've saved in the DAW that I'm using and other things are gone, so that means that's a lot of extra work for me after this, but that's okay. At least even like getting on the Google Meet, it had me logged out and wanted me to put in a finger
authentication again, or
it wanted me to put in a fingerprint, which I've never set up on this computer, so that took a while to backdoor that sort of thing. But anyways, we've made it. We're going to talk about wrestling. We're going to talk about AEW Dynamite. We're going to talk about NXT, a little bit of Raw. We're going to preview Royal Rumble that's happening today.
Blood Money Rumble.
Today or tomorrow?
Today, I think, during the day. So
we are not watching it, I don't think. It doesn't look like.
I will watch it later.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And try to avoid spoilers for as long as I can.
Because this has been we haven't really watched any of the Saudi stuff.
We haven't, and it's also the least, like, I'm at such a low point with them that I don't, like, this is the least I've cared about a Rumble in a long time. Despite I loved the last year's Rumble.
Yeah.
We got to watch that in Rec Room, and it was great. I love that Rumble, but
so
a lot has changed since then.
We'll watch it. I wasn't sure if you were going to watch it or not. I'll probably watch it too then, and we'll talk about it next week, but we'll make predictions.
Saudi show?
I guess. I don't know.
Have you seen the set? The set is insane because they did SmackDown in Saudi, so you've already seen the set. And,
I did see half the crowd left at one point.
That's funny.
Yeah. During a women's match, shocking. Very on brand.
Yep.
Yeah. So timestamps, you can navigate to whatever you want as we talk about randomness for the first few minutes usually. So I had a night last night. I don't think I told you what I sent you a picture of Coots, right?
Yeah.
So long story, I guess maybe not long story short, but shorter than it could be.
Mom told me you met Phil.
A friend of mine from grade 10, who was my best man, and I was his best man. He moved out to Nova Scotia, so he was in Toronto. He got a new job as a CEO.
How long is he in Toronto for?
He's leaving. He just texted me to say he's on his way to the airport.
Oh.
So he was in town for business, so I haven't seen him in person in 4 years, I think he said. So I went down to meet him, and then just by fluke, his hotel is less than a block away from your uncle, my brother-in-law's coffee shop.
The brand version of his shop.
So yeah, Coots kind of walked. He knew Bevy was Phil's, so he just walked in, but Phil had no idea Coots was coming, right? And was like, what the heck is going on? So he was just, because he knows Coots lives in Nova Scotia, so what the hell is he doing walking into your coffee shop in downtown Toronto? So that was interesting for Phil. Yeah. So anyways, when I went down and parked, I went to Phil's space there at the old CBC building and got a tour, because I haven't been in there since his coffee shop got put in, right? So I got a tour of all that, and then Coots showed up. And anyways,
yeah, I put there a bunch during like Comic-Con season, whatever.
Coots didn't really have plans. We were just gonna go for dinner, hang out, whatever, a couple drinks in the city, and then so Phil was like, "Why don't you just come with us?" And you know your uncle who knows every restaurant and everything. So this was really cool. It was he hadn't been. He had just been hearing good things. So it looks like a dingy pub, basically just a normal pub where you would get like pub style food, except that of course it's a like cool Korean fusion restaurant, right? So we got like one that you donkatsu parmesan, so like chicken parm made with like Korean cutlet.
That I could get behind.
It was delicious. They also had like, you know your uncle too, so he ordered like 8 different things, right? And we just shared.
That's what he did the first time he took me and my friends to La Carnita.
Yes. And he very graciously picked up the tab for all of it too. So, and we got a poutine that was like potato based, not fries, and it was like a curry something was really good. They're deviled eggs. I don't know if you would eat them, but they were fantastic, like Korean style.
I'll ask Phil about this place then.
Deviled eggs. What else did we have? We had a bunch of various dishes. They were all really good. And then because it was busy when we got there, they just sat us at the bar. And we were even eating at the bar. And so then, of course, your uncle starts chatting with, I don't know if he's the chef or the owner or whatever, but they know mutual people. So now that's one of, a spot that your uncle can get us into and we won't have to wait in line and that kind of stuff. So
'cause
Um,
that's what he
and
does.
then we ended up going back to his condo and just hanging out for a bit. So it was a good time. It was nice to see your uncle and spend the evening with him and just like eat some really good food and hang out with a buddy I haven't seen in a few years. So I had a very rare night out in the city last night. So
Yeah,
that
that's weird for you. That's
got
weird.
home at 1 o'clock and then woke up to record this. So I may not be as fresh and effervescent, as to use a
Yeah,
word.
that's fair. I think I was actually back here by then, but it felt so much later
Yeah.
because people started drinking a lot earlier this time.
Yeah.
So it's like I kept looking at the clock and it's like it's not midnight. I
I
did not drink, which also made it so much longer for
I had
me
a few
because
drinks early in the night, but then I was coming home, right? So I
well,
had to
I think
shut
my
that
one
down.
friend started at like maybe sometime after 7.
Yeah. So I
Uh,
had
yeah, and then like some of them get like some of them are pretty lightweight, so
yeah.
it's so fun for me
So we had at
playing
Uncle
Watch Dogs.
Phil's combine spot, you know how there's like a bar in there, like right where he
Yeah.
works. So we started out with a shot there, and then they got drinks at because the one friend that we of your uncles that went out with us, Dave, who I'd never met, was a super interesting guy. Um, he had just resigned from his position, so he was out celebrating. He's he's 52, did not look 52, that's for sure. Korean guy who was big into I think he made it big in the cannabis industry when it was first regulated in Canada.
Right.
So I think he did pretty well with that whole thing. But anyways, it was I had a fun night, and so today we're finishing this recording, and then I'm coming out to see you. Right, I'm bringing your mom and brother, and we're gonna do whatever we do in your university
You're
town.
gonna bring the cat, obviously.
Bring the cat, obviously, but
Yeah.
cousins are not there, right? So we won't be seeing them.
I don't know if they're because the shop's usually open, so I don't know when they're leaving though.
Yeah, I think they're going to your aunt's place. But anyways, I don't know how
I know they're doing that. I just don't know when they're going.
I don't know how exciting this is for anyone else. But how anything else you want to discuss before we get into wrestling?
I don't think so.
You never. I don't know why I ask. The answer is always invariably no, I do not, or I would have already said it. Is usually the theory.
That is also
Makes
that.
sense. Okay, so we'll get into the stuff that most of you are probably here for, and that's talking about wrestling. First thing we do every week, talk about some of the week's wrestling news and rumors. All right, news this week. I don't know if you saw this. WWE have filed a trademark for something. Did you see that? For the
Yes.
nickname Career Killer.
Oh, I saw a different one. Mine's funnier.
So Career Killer, I assume that's going for Gunther, right?
It is.
And it makes me kind of a lot of, not to spoil, but a lot of my
There's a lot of things that have changed my thoughts on the Gunther AJ match.
a lot of Royal Rumble picks were very like I can see it's hard to pick. There's a lot of options for a lot of things, except for maybe the one match, I think.
Mm.
But we'll get to that. So it sounds like that would be a Gunther trademark because that is kind of his thing right now, right? Is ending people's careers. So I guess there's that. I don't know if that's telegraphing Royal Rumble match results or not. I guess we'll talk about that later in this episode. But what was
okay? So I'm gonna start off with probably the happiest news we'll get in a while.
nice?
Ava's gone.
What?
Ava, she posted her last appearance was this week. She didn't renew her contract.
Where? What? I did
She's
not know
done.
this.
She's gone. I was hoping you didn't know. Yeah.
And I
She's
honestly, it felt like they were kind of embracing a character shift to where like she can't control Raw or sorry, NXT. Do you know what I mean? Like
done.
Carver's running amok and Tony D's running amok. And it's been a lot of, I'll talk about it in my NXT discussion. Like it's a lot of her going on the fly in a headset now going like, okay, we need to change it because such and such, you know what I mean? So I felt like they were actually embracing her as almost like the moment's too big for her or this job's too much for her. Maybe it was, and she's gone. So I had not heard that. That's wild.
I knew you'd love that.
It's like she's been more prominent on the show the last few weeks too. So it's very surprising. But what are you doing?
I was just fixing something.
Oh. So yeah, I did not hear that. That is interesting news. I wonder if they'll replace her.
That's the speculation. I saw someone speculate AJ retires and then he's the new GM.
I don't know.
I was like, okay.
There, I see the rumor. Not that this is something I had, but speaking of which, the rumors of Shane McMahon to be the figurehead or whatever, the authority figure on Dynamite again or in AEW again. I'm like, no, man, I don't see that happening. But on Raw, injury happened. I'm sure you saw this.
Maybe.
Mysterio, I think,
Yeah. Oh,
grabbed
yeah, I
his
did.
arm, called for the X, but then I saw not
Arm injuries this week. Arm injuries this week.
and then I saw not serious, and he'll be in the Rumble anyway. So then I was like, oh, maybe that's
Then
not
who
news, but
cares?
yeah. So it
I
was
mean,
a light news week, so I threw it in there.
yeah. Okay. Since we were just talking about, I was kind of talking about this before we recorded, and then I was like, hold on, wait, I'll talk about it on the thing. So I was just sending you the pictures if you want to look at them.
Yep.
All the 2K26 covers. So the main. Oh wait, did I send you all? I sorry, I forgot to send you two. Let me. I thought I did, but there we go. I'll send them now. Okay. So the main one they revealed last, which was it's the standard edition, is the one with CM Punk on it. Um, like, that was what's rumored. You kind of talked about the rumored showcase mode, which seems to be the case because I've seen like a screenshot of CM Punk, like a 2008 version. So I think what you were talking about the other week is what's happening now.
Yeah.
So that's super exciting. Then the next one up is the deluxe edition, which is the Triple H centric one,
This guy, he can't not put himself front and center.
right? And I told you this when they revealed the covers on the, like, they were putting them all on the Rumble stage. The Triple H one was like highest up, which I thought was really hilarious.
So I don't know how, but I was reading some online discourse this week talking about I think the question was Triple H really ever the man during his career?
That's one of the things, is that, like, he wasn't that big in the Attitude Era. So, like, which we'll get to. But anyways, the next edition up is the Monday Night Wars one, which is it on the cover on the WWE side. It's Austin, Rock, Taker, Triple H, Angle, China, which is fair.
Mhm.
Then WCW side, it's Hogan, Nash, Hall, Goldberg, Booker.
Where's
A WWE picture Booker. You look at his hair; it's long. That's not WCW Booker. It's
Kurt
WWE
Angle?
Booker. And
And
then
Bischoff.
Bischoff.
Nice.
But so I was telling you, the problem with the Monday Night Wars thing is it's good that it's not a showcase mode, because the showcase mode with Monday Night Wars right now would be impossible because no Foley,
Right.
no Vince, no thing,
Yeah.
no. There's a lot of people you're missing, right?
Yeah.
So it's a bit of a struggle.
Yeah.
So that one's whatever. And then there's the Attitude Era one, which features a lot of people. There's like Kane, Taker, Austin,
Stratus.
Michael, Rock, Stratus, Lita,
Lita.
Dudley's. This one's tricky too because like
Who's
there's
that?
also a lot of people you can't use.
Oh, Steph, obviously.
Because she can create women's wrestling. And then Triple H is there.
Of course.
So not only Triple H not being the ad tier, I want you to look at the picture. It's the same one from the Triple H cover, but see, he has the world heavyweight title on him.
Yeah.
That's not an Attitude Era.
No.
But
True.
you know what's even funnier about that
AI
picture?
did it.
They
Probably.
either AI generated or they used that picture. They didn't edit the belt off of him, but apparently you look at the actual picture it's based on, they edited his chest.
I did see that they
but
made him
not
more
the belt
muscular.
that's wrong.
Right.
But not the belt that's wrong, which I think is hilarious.
So Triple H clearly looked at himself
Yeah.
closely and nothing else.
Yeah.
So the
And
sorry,
sorry,
go.
keep going.
No, go ahead.
No, you can go.
So the guy, like the debate of was he ever the man? I thought a guy's response was perfect and the comparison was awesome. It was he was that era's Seth Rollins, right? Seth Rollins, I would argue, has never been the man and will never be the man, but he is the guy that wrestles the man all the time.
Because he's great still, yeah.
But he's not Roman Reigns.
The thing with Triple H I've always heard, which I think is hilarious, and I haven't watched enough of his stuff to know, but like, name a great Triple H match that doesn't have a stipulation on it.
Right. And I really liked him. I was like, the game might have been my favorite wrestler for a time, but I even would say no. It was The Rock, it was Austin, it's Lesnar, it's like Cena, and then he's in the mix as a contender. And when they don't have the title on one of the men, it goes to him. And that's kind of Rollins.
The only time he was maybe the guy was Ruthless Aggression era.
Yeah. And I feel like that's kind of Rollins too. And I'm not trying to say he's not awesome.
I love Rollins.
But he is not the man.
And then I saw something about like new stuff for the game. So there's gonna be new match types. I Quit's coming back, which that hasn't been there in like forever.
Yeah.
So that'll be cool because that's a match with actually like a different mechanic. It'll be interesting to see how they do that. Inferno match comes back. That one does not interest me whatsoever.
No.
I even like when I would play 2K14 back in the day on like 360, and Inferno matches were like never that interesting.
They weren't that interesting in real life either. So
yeah, exactly. My favorite new addition is 3 Stages of Hell, which just saw an appearance on TV, so that makes sense. It'll basically just be 2 or 3 falls, but with match stipulations. But that's really cool because that's not something they've had since like the pre-2K days. So this will be the first time it's in like a modern game.
Right.
So that's gonna be really cool. I'm wondering if there'll be any like limitations on what match types you can use in 3 Stages of Hell, or if it's like you can just put any 3 matches together. Because like I think it'd be cool to like do like you could do like it'd be funny if you did Steel Cage and then Hell in a Cell back to back or something like that,
You would do
or
that.
like I Quit, Last Man Standing, something like that. Anyways, so there's that. They're bringing back. Oh, and then sorry, Dumpster's also new, which I think is kind of cool.
Mhm.
Which it should have a similar mechanic because they already like I think it was not last year, but the year before. So it's been 2K24. I think they brought back Casket and Ambulance. So those kind of all have a similar mechanic, I think.
Yeah.
So I would imagine that Dumpster's not that hard to do now. Stackable tables are back, which they haven't been doing for a while, which seems like an obvious thing to do. You know what I mean?
If you can do it,
Um,
why aren't you doing it?
right. And like we used to be able to do it, and then we just haven't been able to lately. And then new objects, shopping cart, which will be cool, especially I guess for Attitude Era. Like it makes sense for hardcore matches. And thumbtacks. I'm really excited about thumbtacks because that's only in the AEW game, so that's really cool. New interactive environments instead. So I'm assuming like new brawl arenas because like in 2K25 they brought back. I think I showed you like the prop warehouse. They had
Mhm.
that as like a new, which
That
I
was
really
fun.
loved.
Yeah.
That was really fun. So there's that. It says they're gonna revamp the reversal and stamina system, so I'm gonna have to learn that, I guess, a bit more. And then, um, it says upgrade physics interactions, yada yada yada, more dynamic and dangerous, whatever. And then new commentary. There's adding Booker T and Wade Barrett. So that'll be
Hooray.
I don't want Booker on the game, but
No, you don't.
hopefully it's more of like a. I know the way they did in like the SmackDown vs Raw games is like it'd be a different commentary team depending on the show. So hopefully, like you only hear Booker if you're using like an NXT arena or something.
Yeah, he is. He will not add anything to your enjoyment, I don't think.
I don't think so.
So AEW, I can't remember. We most recently watched their stuff on Triller, right? It's back on Triller.
Yes.
So I saw that the earnings. So Triller earned approximately 10.3 million from its AEW partnership in 2023. So I would think they
Nice.
would be happy with that. And 6.6 million in 2024. And I think that they said the decline is probably because of increased competition because AEW
That's on
expanded
Prime,
they
Max,
expanded their
yeah.
distribution, YouTube and like payperview.com as well or whatever. So
Yes.
I only say that because it seems like that would be worthwhile for Triller, right? If they're making 6 to 10 million a year. And I selfishly find their platform the easiest to deal with in terms of
Yeah.
getting the shows. So I'm
I
hoping
just
that
saw Baszler tweet about NXT needing a GM, so maybe it's gonna be Baszler?
interesting.
That's
I'm
weird.
still a little shocked that Ava's gone. Would Nepo baby, especially? Oh wait, oh no,
It was her decision. She didn't want to renew. She
no,
decided
no.
not to
This is
renew.
all kayfabe, brother. Because there's a new Nepo baby faction happening, right? There's a new, so
She's stepping
she'll
down as GM to
reemerge.
start wrestling again.
She'll
Oh,
reemerge as. I think they might be. I wonder if they're going to go with the birthright because Lexus King used that term, like it's our birthright, and that would
that
actually
would be a good name.
right.
That would actually be good.
Birthright for a faction of
I'm here for that.
second generation wrestlers and stacks. Because they're all second generation wrestlers and stacks.
Because he's with Aaron.
Yeah, he's by association, I guess. Yeah.
Okay, so this one was the one that this one actually like made me laugh out loud.
Oh, good.
WWE are reportedly trademarking the name Sinister, and it's going to be for evil.
So that harkens back.
It's so TNA, like you know what I mean. Like
I was just gonna say it harkens back to when TNA
Overgiver. It's Overgiver.
The Overgiver, which I think I have to give credit to Smart Wrestling Fan for that.
But like I saw this because someone suggested it's for evil, and I thought that was so funny. Like it's the funniest thing since Talatonga.
What's Sinister doing in the Impact Zone? That's what that goes back to that era where they would have.
So funny. It's so funny. I love it.
That's it.
Speaking of New Japan, you know what I thought was odd is so like because remember we were talking about like they retroactively added the world heavyweight title lineage to the heavyweight title when Shuji brought back the good belt.
Yeah.
Now they're adding like the world heavyweight title lineage to the intercontinental title lineage. So people like Osprey and like are now intercontinental champions, which I don't like. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't know why they did that because now it's like Osprey's a Grand Slam champion even though he was never technically intercontinental champion.
Yeah, that's kind of dumb.
The world heavyweight title. Remember they unified the heavyweight. It's just it bothered me.
I don't have any other news. I don't know what you have left. Oh no, wait, I have one more. Apparently, AEW is struggling mightily to sell tickets in Australia yet again. So, for the actual show in Sydney, I saw only 4,000 tickets sold, and then a house show sold only about 1,000. But then I saw that thoughts are it was terribly promoted in Australia, and then it also mentioned that on their weekly TV ratings, only like 20,000 people watch AEW in Australia. So
It's
unless you're
odd they keep going.
so unless every single one of them, is gonna buy a ticket, it's gonna be tough.
Yeah, it's like I feel like they should, like, focus on the UK more. They seem to do pretty well in the UK,
Yeah, the
not
Australia doesn't really
Australia.
is not a needle mover for and then isn't that where they sort of bait and switched the show too last year?
That's the show that's coming up. At least
Yeah.
now we know what we're getting into. And to be fair, we seem to be getting big matches in there because 'cause we're gonna get MJF. I assume MJF Brody King title match.
Yeah.
We're getting that number one contenders match, so at
Feels
least
like
there
it.
does seem to be, like, important stuff on this one.
Yeah, I suppose so. And that is
Um,
all I have for news. The rest is
yeah,
you.
okay, so, Tiffany Stratton is reportedly rumored to return to the Rumble, and I only mention this
She's on my
because
list.
it's so uninteresting to me. I don't care.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's not even a slight against her. I mean, I don't care about her, but it's also like I was just thinking there's not a single return they could possibly cook up that would interest me more than like Switchblade or Osprey coming back on Dynamite or whatever PVA has got next. Like, I don't care who they bring.
No.
And especially with it being a Saudi Rumble, the amount of lame ass nostalgia returns that I'm expecting, I couldn't care less. The main reason I want to watch the Rumble, and I'm being like completely 100% serious right now, I want to see the pop when Kit Wilson enters. I want to see everyone get excited.
The fact that it is in Saudi Arabia is actually part of the calculus for me picking my winner, which I'm not even settled on yet. But knowing the way it is there and how I
I'm
guess what
going
I'm
for Red
trying to
Rumble.
say is can you really pick Braun Breaker? And I will get to that. Because I think the Saudi fans are going to be like, who the hell is that? We want Roman Reigns. We want Brock
No,
Lesnar.
actually, I saw on like at least the pre-show thing, they booed every member of the Vision, but they cheered Theory.
That's crazy. Well, he's not getting anywhere, so
He's
don't worry
not.
about that.
I do think Breaker's still a good pick 'cause I think they can't like stake it on that. There's no way. I mean, Roman maybe.
Are
But
you
he doesn't.
kidding when they're getting a bajillion dollars to go there?
Yeah, but I think it's. I don't think that's like. I think Saudi's happy enough to get the Rumble. I don't think they need to have a sway in the pick.
Oh, I think they will if they can. But anyways, anything else?
We kind of. I know we've been talking about this. I don't think we mentioned on here. Trey Miguel resigns with TNA. He
Yep.
returned to the Feast or Fire match and won one of the cases, which I think he ended up getting a shot at the international title.
I was
'Cause now
texting you like it'd be amazing if he got fired.
it was Macklin. It was
Oh, Macklin got fired?
rumored to be Macklin since I think he was having contract disputes. And then Eric Young got an X Division title shot, and recently heel turned Eddie Edwards got
I
the
actually A, watched some of Genesis or whatever it was, and B, started to watch the weekly show this week and just fell asleep. And that's honestly all I wanted to see was the reveals of the briefcases, but I missed.
System, it's now like Bear Bronson and Cedric Alexander, and the heel turned on Moose and
Yes.
JDC.
Right.
Cedric feels like this token black member because
He's not even doing anything now. He's just there. It was this big deal that they're going to announce the new member, and it's Cedric Alexander, and now he's
no,
like
the new member was Bear Bronson, and Cedric came out.
Oh,
additionally
right.
to replace Moose. So now it's like Cedric is replacing Moose. He feels like the token black member.
Mini Moose. They got a mini Moose in there.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And so I mean, I guess since he couldn't go to AEW, I'm sure TNA didn't want to lose out on all the Rascals, so at least they got one of them back.
I think the one they would want the most back. He's the most prominent. He's done the most for them as a singles guy, I think. So, yeah.
And then the last one was Priscilla Kelly was backstage at Dynamite.
At Dynamite? Really?
Yep.
Hmm.
I really hope it's only because she's her and Wentz are a couple.
Right.
Not because they want to sign her, because we do not need her.
I mean, she's not the worst. She's not good, but maybe they could
don't need
repackage her. They won't.
No.
She's always just the dark, whatever.
I don't even want to try.
Yeah. Fair enough. All right, that's it. We'll move into talking about wrestling. The thing we care about most every week, that's taking a look at AEW Dynamite. We did not watch Dynamite together this week, so I'm curious to hear your thoughts on it. So go ahead and get us started on that.
We open the show right away with what Excalibur calls a big match. I will sue him for false advertising because then they proceed to give me Rocky Romero.
There's no universe where that's a big match, and that was part of my issue with this opener, to be honest. But go ahead.
It was fine. Like we'll get there. Yeah, Romero attacks him early on. Cornerback elbow from Omega, throws him out of the ring. Slingshot plancha, Kachal Crusher, penalty kick, slam dunk from Omega. Romero uses the ref as diversion, kicks Omega right in the diverticulitis.
Yep.
Sliced bread for 2. Multiple current clothesines from Romero. Then Omega comes back with a running boot. Romero does like that taunt where he slides on his knees, and then Omega just knees him back ahead, which was a pretty cool shot. It made Romero look like an idiot, but
Yeah,
it was a pretty sick
it
shot.
was.
Snapdragon feature, One Winged Angel, it's over. Shivani comes in for an interview after, and the like commentary is ripping him for having like he's like neon green shoes and like tires. It was strange for
I
sure.
didn't even notice.
I knew you wouldn't.
Colorblind.
Um, he says Omega, Hangman, Swerve, and Andrade are the top names in the running for the world title shot. Which okay, we've been following the other three, but Andrade's been on Collision, so that's like a completely like foreign name on here. And I'm
And
sorry,
and was a bit of a foreshadow too, as it turns out.
it was, but I mean this with all due respect or none. I don't know. Like we've been making such a big stink about like Omega being like top caliber guys to get into the title scene. Brody King has to be top caliber guys to get in the title scene. MJF and like and
Andrade
Swerve,
has to exist.
Andrade. No. You know who he beat on Collision?
Hmm.
Angelico and Magnus.
Hey, as far as we're concerned, Angelico's the top guy.
I
that
would
makes
love
sense.
a universe where Angelico is a top name, but unfortunately, that's not the world we live in.
I told you I saw a bit of the Magnus or whatever they say. He didn't look good to me, man.
He looked okay. Like we saw him a while ago. but
That
I
match,
also
I saw a snippet and I was like, not impressed. But anyways,
you like Andrade's strip show, or I forget which match that was.
I don't
Where he
think I
just like
saw
takes
that.
his pants off and he's like wearing like really small trunks.
He does go and get phone numbers from the crowd now, though, so that's cool.
I saw like Alvarez and Meltzer talking about it, and I guess I mentioned it now while I remember. Is like, is he a heel or face? Because he's obviously a heel with Callis, but then he's like kind of playing in the crowd sometimes, and like it's really weird.
But I think
You
he's
know what I
doing the
mean?
ladies' man heel
I
thing.
think so. Which I would say he's heel, but anyways, yeah. So those are the guys in the running right now. On like one of those guys feels not like the others.
How dare you,
Um,
sir? How dare you?
you tell me when I'm telling lies.
I should have worn my Andrade t-shirt
Uh,
today.
yeah.
Maybe I'll wear it to your
The
place today.
top 2 contenders, however that's decided, go on to the Australia thing, and the winner of that match gets a title shot at Revolution. So the winner of Swerve and Andrade faces Omega next week, which
Okay.
confuses me.
A
So
little
I'll
bit,
get I'll
yeah.
get to that after. Omega says again about how good he feels, supposed to be where the best wrestle. If he didn't feel he was at his best, he wouldn't stake his name. And whether it's someone he hates or loves, he'll become world champion. Hangman comes out next. He says Kenny looks good. After all these years, he'd rather fight beside him than against him, but with the world title at stake, so be it. As champion, he made the mistake of looking past Joe in the ops, and he thought about all his future title defenses, but because of Hook and MJF, he lost it. This time's different. Omega won't be the next champion. The next champion won't be Andrade or Swerve. It'll be him. Swerve comes out, and he comes out with Nana. Um, he says he came back for the title, hasn't been pinned or defeated since he came back. He says he wasn't pinned in the four-way at World's End, so he has just as much of a right to the title. He doesn't care who it is. He'll go through whoever to get what he wants. Some fan chanted "burn his house down" as he was talking to Omega and like multiple times. Omega says he can read the room and feels like there's some animosity here. He says, "Sounds like Swerve wants a fight." Swerve says, "More than you know." Callis comes out, not with Andrade though. Callis is just comes out.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he says Swerve may be undefeated, but he doesn't have much longer until Andrade ends that. Andrade will be coming for Omega next. He hasn't forgotten about Hangman. They will all understand the DCF, as I shall abbreviate it, runs the show. Omega then like chases Callis out. It doesn't really matter. The match is fine. Not like an entertaining choice for an opener, but on I would say probably this is like the worst match on the show. And it's not even bad. It was just kind of like eh.
So
So it's only up from here, really.
the reason I was unhappy because I got to watch Rocky Romero wrestle, happy because my fear was, when I get annoyed, like I thought this was going to be like a 12-minute
It wasn't
competitive,
competitive,
and it
yeah,
wasn't.
which
It
that
was
was
like
why it was fine.
it was like 4
But
minutes, and Kenny wins decisively. So that
my
at
thing
least,
is, if I'm gonna make fun of Andrade for it, it's like this: if Omega has to be top talent, don't put Rocky Romero on my TV.
right?
But it was mainly to get that segment afterwards,
It
right? I
was.
liked it. It felt kind of similar to the ones we had before. It's just like, oh, I'm gonna win the title. I don't care who I have to face. I'm gonna win the title. I don't care who I have to face. But I don't like. While that's kind of plain, it's like, what else are you gonna do? And like, you just have to get them all kind of. Just kind of like keeping them in their each other's orbit, right?
It is.
And I like the singles matches we have set up. Swerve and Andrade tonight, and then the winner of that, facing Omega next week. I wrote Hangman by accident, but whatever. I would have liked a four-way number one contenders match. I thought that would be really fun, but I don't mind this, I guess. So my confusion was this: we have Swerve and Andrade. So the four contenders are Swerve, Andrade, Omega, Hangman,
Mm-hmm.
right? We have Swerve and Andrade facing off tonight, right? That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But then the winner of that faces Omega. So is Hangman just like
Just there in.
and like yeah, which I guess if he's like the former champion, he's gotten cheated out of it. Maybe that's logic, and that's fine if that's what they want to say. It's just that hasn't been
It
communicated
has
to
not.
me, so I'm a little confused. So, like, my mind, it would have been like, okay, if Swerve and Andrade have a match, Hangman and Omega have a match, or if Swerve and Omega have a match, Hangman and Andrade have a match, yada yada yada,
A
right?
huge 4-person tournament is what you're suggesting.
Right. Or like have someone like Fletcher involved too. I
Yeah.
like Fletcher not being in this mix, I don't love. However,
Feels like
I
he's
feel
doing
like
something new after this show. A little different, maybe.
I was a little annoyed that he's going back after the TNT title, but then I kind of picked up on something later, so we'll
Same.
get there.
Yep.
But I thought this was a solid way to start the show, all in all.
Yeah, the aftermath. Like, for me, it's a little bit odd to see Kenny. He's usually in some really dramatic feud, right? Where something serious is going on. And this is just like, I want the title. And
Pretty
so
cut and dry, which is fine.
yeah, it's fine. And it's definitely them just letting us know this is the top guys in this company, right? And Andrade. No offense to Andrade, because I love Andrade.
Like, Andrade is cool, and I'll say I think he did great in the main event, but it's just like I've been conditioned so long to not think of him as a top guy that it's
Yeah.
really hard to make me think he's a top guy.
One detail,
And he's a good wrestler, but I don't like. There's just I don't know.
he's a great wrestler. One detail I really liked was Hangman's talking and Swerve's music hits, and just Hangman's face. You know how we maybe we read into it, but we think he's so, like, the subtlety of like, yes, I'm kind of aligned with this guy now, but this is still irritating. Like, why is he interrupting me? You know what I mean? I kind of like that detail. And then I think you said it, like, this kind of felt familiar. Like they're kind of did this
Yeah,
already,
not bad,
almost.
just familiar.
Yeah,
For sure.
and it was pretty long, but I was just happy the match wasn't a 15-minute competitive. Like, Kenny won decisively fast, which is how it should be
Yeah,
against Rocky
I
Romero.
saw someone say like before the match had happened, it should have gone like remember when Omega just obliterated Sunny Kiss that one time?
Yeah.
It should have been that. That
But
would have been
who did
really fun.
he had a match that was way too long that I was annoyed with at some point. I forget.
Yeah,
It was Kenny and somebody on TV, and I was like, why the hell?
It's like Alan Angels in 2020.
Oh
It
yeah,
was
probably.
Alan
Even though the
Angels.
match was
I
very
remember that.
good, I was
I
like, what are
remember
we
that, yeah.
what are we
Because
doing
remember
here?
remember when in the pandemic they were in like that small Atlanta warehouse
Yeah.
looking space for a bit? That's when it was. I
Yeah.
remember that now.
That makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah. Good old Alan Angels.
Right.
Sound check or whatever. Right? That's what his bit was?
Yes. Oh yeah, in TNA. Yeah. When I was like, okay.
What group was he part of? Was he part of one of Eric Young's groups, I think?
Yeah,
Design or
the
something?
one where Eric Young got murdered on television, remember?
Right, but then he's like still there.
Back from the dead.
Right. Then we get a Statlander and Friends promo. Statlander says something about Tekla's gonna die. I wasn't listening. Willow says they'll give us Sisters of Sin a tag title match on Collision, so they stated things tonight. They're all hyped and they leave. This was fine. I didn't care.
My note says good energy from Harley and Willow. Stat was there too. I just I
Yeah.
we've gotten to the point where I need someone to explain to me why Triangle of Madness gets so much time and attention. Do they have dirt on somebody backstage? Does somebody
who are they affiliated with?
There has to be at least a dozen women doing nothing on this roster who would be more
But we give
interesting.
time to not Tekla, because Tekla's okay, but it's the other two that like who have been here longer and have gotten more time than Tekla. And like, why are they? That's my thing. Because like Tekla's solid.
But I feel like even they're dragging her down a little bit.
They
Like,
are,
I'm
they
on
are,
board
they
to like Tekla, but I'm
They are,
struggling
they are.
when she's with these other two. And I
They are.
don't. Okay, they're young and they're attractive. And what else? Like, I don't understand.
Spooky,
I don't
but they're
understand.
not even good at it though.
But anyways, so yeah, it existed. It happened.
Yeah, they're at least I didn't have to hear them speak this week.
Like, Deonna Purrazzo's dead, apparently. And like,
She's the women's pure champion.
of course, as everyone knows, high profile stuff. Like, there's so many women where it's just like, why these two? No offense to them, but they're not good at stuff.
No, I'd say offense.
Yeah, I'm sure they are offended, but that's okay.
Then we get Jonathan Moxley and Ace Austin in another Continental Eliminator for Moxley. Excalibur pointed out that this is Ace Austin's Dynamite debut, which I thought was crazy because he's been there for a bit now, but I really hadn't noticed that he's only been on Collision.
And they
I think
also,
it's like
sorry,
I've made an effort to like check out some of his matches, so it's like I have seen him on Collision.
me too.
It's just weird he hasn't been on Dynamite.
They told us also that Moxley is on an 8-match winning streak, which I just noted because it's funny how things have changed, right? And like, there is no payoff really to Mox losing a bunch, or the payoffs already happened and it was underwhelming.
or they're gonna do it again.
I don't know,
Like,
man.
I still think that's the point of the Callis family feud is, like, he drops the big matches again. Like, okay, so hear me out, right?
Not here.
Right. Hear me out. Like, so he was dropping all the big matches last year. They lost Anarchy in the Arena. He lost the world title. He lost the Hangman again. He lost the cage match, maybe. I don't remember. He lost to Darby. He lost to O'Reilly. He lost Blood and Guts. Yada yada yada. He like almost dropped out of the C2. He lost to Claudio, which
Hmm.
we do have to remember. And but then like because he's Moxley, he's still a top guy and whatever. He pulled it around and he won the C2, right? And so now he's like Continental Champion. He's on like the Death Riders were kind of on his case because I think it was too obvious for them not to be like considering ditching him, right? Like we saw it week after week. Like it had to have been there,
I don't
right?
know. I feel like
And
you're doing
so
some mental gymnastics now every week to like keep this dream alive, and I'm
I
becoming
don't
less convinced.
I don't think it's unreasonable though.
It's not
Um,
unreasonable. I just don't see it happening right now.
and then because now he's on a winning streak, they're backing off for a bit. But then I still think like that's the point of the doing the group matches is like they're gonna lose Anarchy in the Arena. They're gonna lose. I don't know if they do Blood and Guts this early. Because they did Blood and Guts late last year. Usually they would have done it like in like before the summer.
Yeah.
Um, and then you have Moxley. Moxley, I'm not sure if he loses the title to Takeshita. I could see that happening too. I could see that happening as part of this feud. And again, Moxley loses again. Then once Moxley loses enough, you boot him to the curb, and then you could do it in time for All In, where you do Moxley against Claudio. I guess I don't know,
Somebody.
but I still think it's a chance. I'm just getting worried that they're not doing it anymore.
I'm starting to feel less likely, honestly, every
It does
week.
feel less and less likely, but like it's weird because then like the rest of them still feel heelish. Like Claudio's over here beating up Roddy on
I
Collision.
know.
Yuta's picking fights with Cass. Like it's weird.
It
They're
is.
not fully babyface, but Moxley is. But it's like why like it this group in their current state, they feel like they serve no purpose.
Yes, pretty much.
Like as heels, at least they were still like the chaotic faction, like beating the tar to Darby Allin at every turn. As baby faces, maybe they could serve a different purpose, but in this weird like conflicted state that they're in, they don't really like it doesn't work.
Yeah.
So the chaos feud needs to happen. What I'm saying needs to happen, and then it's fine.
They're Judgment Day right now. They're just kind of a heel faction that's there.
But like their leader's a baby face.
Right.
So whatever. Anyways, Moxley boots Austin right out of the gate. There's a cool transition into a crucifix pin from Austin for 2. Chop exchange. Austin does like he does that thing on the apron where he does like the handstand evasion and then hits a PK.
Hmm.
I always think that's kind of neat.
Hmm.
Superplex from Mox, Russian leg sweep and a leg drop from Austin. He misses a springboard in Zaguri and gets clobbered by a lariat from Mox. They trade strikes. Austin, I don't know if you caught it, like absolutely nailed a hook kick. I
Yes.
thought it looked and sounded
The
really good. The
sound
crowd
was
got a
extreme.
good reaction. Yeah, that's why I thought it looked really
Yeah.
good. Then he does this move where like he kind of Moxley's like on his hands and knees. Austin will like jump up with his like shins around Moxie's head and then like drive his head into the ground. It's an interesting move.
Hmm.
That gets a 2 count. A really cool corner evasion from Austin. Then he connects with that springboard insecurity he was looking for earlier. Goes for the fold, gets caught by a cutter from Moxley, and then we get Death Rider for the win. Immediately after Takesha's music hits and he comes out, they get face to face, and Takesha's clearly after the Continental belt. Commentary points out Takesha did beat Mox in the group stage of the C2, so
Right.
that is a decent grudge. And Takesha leaves, and Davis and Doyle appear to beat up Moxley.
I thought it was a good TV match, expected
I
outcome,
like it.
right? The crowd reacted really well to Ace Austin because I don't think everybody's seen a ton of him, and his offense is cool,
I
right?
think he's really cool. I wish he got a little more, but I thought he still got a good showing in and getting his stuff in a Mox.
I thought Mox gave him
Is a
quite a
good thing for
bit.
him.
It was a lot
Yeah,
of Austin and then Moxley hitting like big, devastating moves for the win,
yeah.
right? So yeah, it
Austin does
was
a lot of like unique. He's one of those guys that kind of moves a little different sometimes. Like that double springboard and Zaguri is kind of cool. The handstand thing on the apron. Like there's just some things he does that are a little different, right?
and then I thought the aftermath is kind of like, well, that's cool. Like Takeshita Mox is fine, but like it kind of feels like both of them are on like side quests from a larger story now, right?
I agree. And it's weird because they're both in the same position, kind of. They're both like leaning face away from heel factions, but
Yes.
now it's like they're on like So, like, let's say, like, they're on, like, Takesha's going to Okada, Mox is, like, gonna get turned on the Death Riders, and now they're, like, kinda
Yes,
diverging
I
and,
felt the
like,
same.
meeting, right? Which, not necessarily a bad thing, and so I thought, like, obviously, Takesha and Mox, gonna be a sweet match. Like, their last match was great. Um, I'm interested to see what the plan is with particularly Takeshita, because I could see him taking the title off Mox, and then now he's champion, and then you could have Takeshita Okada to bring back the unified title,
And I think
right?
that's the point is we're delaying the payoff of whatever until a bigger moment, a bigger
We're delaying the payoff at
pay-per-view.
least for Takeshita Okada, because that one's
Right.
for sure happening,
Yeah.
and then I would say
You're hoping the
like,
other
likely the Death Riders
Yeah.
one as well,
Yeah.
right? But yeah, it's interesting. And it'd be interesting to see what the dynamic of that match is, like I said, because they're both okay, we'll say Moxley is babyface. Like, he is, right? But Takesha's also lean face. Like, everyone wants to cheer him. He's has issues with super heel Okada, right? Like, he's leaning face. So it'd be interesting to see the dynamic of the match itself. I would assume Takesha leans heel, but still, I
I
think it'd
know.
be interesting
It's they're
to see.
both kinda on the path to babyface, at least. Moxley further down the path, I guess. But yeah,
Mox much further at least,
it's
yeah, for
interesting.
sure. Mhm. But yeah, good match. Next we get Mark Briscoe defending the TNT title against El Clone. I don't know about you. I haven't seen El Clone since he started wrestling.
I have. He's cool.
So
And who was he
yeah,
before? Because I've seen him before he was out.
He's
Aramis?
either Aramis or Ares, I
Yeah.
think.
So I watched a bunch of both of them.
Hold on, I'm gonna look it up because one is hologram and one is
Because I saw them in,
um
I think MLW and maybe other
okay,
places.
Ares is El Clone, so that means Aramis
Right.
is hologram, I believe, and he's still injured, right?
Yes.
Because wait, I just got a cologne brand. I didn't know that was a thing.
And
Aramis wrestler. Aramis is hologram. Yeah. Okay.
and I see
So that
Samoa
makes
Joe's hurt, apparently.
he is apparently something in training.
Hmm.
Anyways, scissor kick through the ropes from Briscoe, followed by a blockbuster off the apron. Callis made me chuckle pretty hard. He said Briscoe should consider a mask. El Clone's very handsome. He doesn't need a mask. Briscoe, not so much.
Yeah, nice.
I thought it was really funny. And I don't usually note commentary word for word, but Callis, like we kind of talked about in the best of, Callis is a joy.
Yeah.
Clone uses the apron to cover Briscoe's vision, and he drop kicks him. A really wicked strike calm on the corner from Clone looked awesome, I thought. Jabs from Briscoe, Clone catches him with the roundhouse, double down lariat. Really nice exploder suplex from Briscoe. Fisherman bomb from Briscoe, followed by the froggy bow for a cool near fall. This was insane. Briscoe hits the J driller, but Clone does like a headstand type kip up to get out and like no sell it, land on his feet. It was crazy. Like I didn't.
So
It's so
was he
strange.
no selling it or did he kind of
I
block
don't
it?
know. I think either way, it's arguable. Either way,
I prefer
I
the
thought it was
blocking it.
sick.
Yeah. The
I
no
prefer
selling
blocking
is,
it. It looked sick either way.
yeah.
Even if it was a no sell, I like that was really
I
cool.
don't know how I feel about no selling a J driller in the grand scheme
No,
of
that's
things,
why I
but
wasn't a fan about it. But like, it just looks so
it
cool. It was
did.
cool as hell.
He looked really good in
Um,
this.
yeah, Clone. He does this thing where like he kind of like he'll like be like bending backwards as he's standing, almost like Bray Wyatt, except he's on his feet, and then so he ducks a lariat by doing that bend back thing, and then he hits a really nice Pele kick to knock Briscoe out of the ring. Spring River moonsault to the floor, diving foot stomp from Clone, goes from some weird driver, but Briscoe fights it. And then the finish comes and Briscoe counters the portal bomb in a roll up for the win. After the match, Briscoe gets a mic, says he's not dodging or ducking anything. He loves the open challenge, so he'll defend the title on Collision. Only asterisk is no one from the Callis family. The lights go out. We see like a heartbeat on the screen, and then it grays out, and then the Tron goes out again. Unfamiliar music plays. Eventually, Psycho Killer flashes on screen, and it's Tommaso Ciampa.
Awesome. Loved
Great
it.
reaction. I think he looks awesome. They stand face to face, and Ciampa says he'll see him Saturday. You can see him saying that he's coming for that. Briscoe holds up the title. Thoughts on the match first?
I thought the match was really entertaining. Kind of
I really enjoyed this.
like I was saying, Mox gave Austin a lot. I thought Briscoe let El Clone do whatever he wanted here, and El Clone looked really, really good. But
Yeah,
I guess
and I haven't seen him in a while, or sorry, I haven't seen him before, and I haven't seen Hologram in a while. But El Clone, I think he impressed me more than I can remember Hologram impressing me. I thought he was like a cooler version of
who
Hologram.
was the guy when I was reviewing Ring of Honor? There was a luchador in a mask, and remember he went dark mode, and he was clearly
Flamita?
sorry, Flamita.
Flamita, I
Yes,
think.
It sort of reminded me of him. But anyways, I thought it was really good,
Elkon's really sick, yeah.
but I guess the win streak isn't happening, that whole
Yeah, that
storyline.
was I was really surprised. I thought we would be keeping him undefeated until the match with
But I
Hologram, but
didn't
maybe
think
that's too
Briscoe
far
was
out or
it
something.
didn't feel like Briscoe would lose this though either to me, so
I only thought that he would because of, like, the undefeated streak thing, but I thought Elkon looked really
me
cool,
too.
and I thought the match was great, and I did not expect Ciampa here so soon, but I'm all for it. I think Ciampa's awesome, and he's shown no signs of, like, age in the ring yet, so he's more than welcome.
I
I
actually
thought
love the theme. We were
I
texting, and
yeah, I
I
think
even
his
was like, "Man,
representation right out the gate
that's
is
cool."
fantastic. I think his theme is cool as hell, and it's perfect fit for him. Like, I keep watching the entrance, and it's like chills. I think it's perfect for him. I think it sounds so badass. I love it. And I think like the entrance with like the flames and like he's like yelling like, and he looks like a damn star. He got a great pop too. I think
I
that's what really helped.
I was
Uh,
very surprised he was there already, and I was pumped for it, and I feel
Everyone
like
was really excited to see him there. I thought the entrance, the heartbeat graphic too before, like I thought like everything they did with his entrance made him look awesome. He instantly feels like as important as he did in NXT back in the day, right? So I really hope they don't mess him up. I think he has to beat Briscoe, otherwise, like I feel like this is just a waste.
and I like the spot they put him in too because he's right there for like a mid-card title, and he has lots of history with Briscoe from ROH that they can tap into if they want to, right?
Yes. So I really he needs to win that though, because like if he loses the rest of it, it feels like
I don't
this. It
know.
feels like such a big debut, and like what Briscoe doesn't need the belt.
He
You know,
doesn't.
he's just much.
But no, it was
Um,
great to see him. I was not expecting him already. And again, I don't know if AEW needs him and he may get lost in the shuffle at some point, but I love
he
Champa.
feels like a guy that could stay prominent.
And I just want him to be happier than he was on main
I think
roster.
that's why he was
And I think
here.
he's already being presented as more important than he was
Yeah.
there. So good for him.
And eventually, I want him to turn heel and go heel Champa again.
Hmm.
But maybe we wait till Gargano can turn up and we do DIY FTR
Dream
AEW
on.
style.
Dream on.
I That is the dream because
Yeah.
it didn't occur to me until like recently. I was like, oh wait, Champa's in the same company as FTR now. Now we can do that. And
Three
FTR,
quarters of the way there.
it doesn't even have to be for the titles. They can drop the titles to like Cope and Christian. I don't care.
Hmm.
I just want DIY FTR again,
Yeah, I'd take
or
that.
have them keep the titles. Like I don't know how much Gargano's got left in his deal, but
Me either.
let's do the thing I want.
Yeah.
Maybe. Then we get a Kyle Fletcher interview. Apparently, he was requested here by Okada. Okada talks about how Kyle was telling Don like someone needs to talk to Okada about like because obviously whatever happened at World's End. He says he needs to say something to Kyle. He wasn't thinking when he took the screwdriver. He just wanted to win, and he wanted to face Kyle in the finals to keep the title in the family. He didn't mean to hurt Kyle, and he's sorry. Kyle says he's mad, but it takes a big man to apologize, so he accepts and they shake hands. So it's surprisingly straightforward behavior from Okada, but I wager there's a purpose here, obviously. He's trying to get in Fletcher's good graces, so when Takeshita jumps ship, Okada's got Fletcher hopefully on his side. And because Fletcher and Takeshita, they kind of established them as like a semi-regular tag team, right, with the Proto Shida. So he's clearly trying to drive a wedge between them, which we'll see later on.
Hmm.
And so it's interesting here. Like it's Okada, his delivery, I think intentionally so. It's like almost genuine, but it feels disingenuous, right?
Agree. Like, I think that he's pushing people right to the edge of like retaliating or whatever and then pulling back, right? And that maybe they even know what he's doing, but because of the pedigree and the reputation Okada has, like
And because of Callus too, they're all
right,
united as family, right?
correct. So I really like this because I'm choosing to interpret it as like Okada knows what he's doing. He's not sincere in this apology,
No,
but he
100%.
knows he pushed Kyle a little bit too far. And now he's going to reel him back in. Even
Mhm.
if Kyle, you can tell Kyle's. At least my read was that Fletcher's accepting the apology, but it's for the good of the family dynamic and
Yeah.
stuff, not necessarily because he actually forgives him.
Yes, and I think he also wants to apologize to Fletcher because, like, Takeshita clearly they've had issues pretty much since the beginning. So I think he sees Takeshita clearly as a threat to him,
Yeah.
but like, Fletcher's not a threat to him. So he can keep Fletcher. He can keep like playing nice with Fletcher, but Takeshita it's different, right?
Or Okada's even playing more chess where he knows that Fletcher accepting that apology is going to irritate Takeshita,
That's one of the things
right?
I thought,
Yeah.
right? Which we'll see in a bit.
Yep.
Then we get to hear from MJF. He gets interrupted by Brody King before he can speak. He tells them to cut his music and says King would be able to listen with those, or he thought maybe King would be able to listen with those big ears, but he's as deaf as he is big and stupid. He asked if Brody's gonna be a professional and they can speak like men. He said, "Listen up, Bark Boy," which made me laugh pretty hard.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought that was pretty
Yeah.
funny. I rewound to listen to that again. He says he made it clear last week Brody needs to beat someone who matters if he wants a title shot, but now he's following around like a lost puppy. He followed Malachi Black around like that, and they were so spooky during lights on and off, which was pretty funny. Then he asks how Buddy Matthews' ankle is and says he doesn't give a shit. Now he follows Bandito around, who's a complete loser. Um, he says maybe Brody should follow him around and he can pay him handsomely. He could use someone like him, but he says he'll have to fix his head because, quote, he's never met a liberal man who looks more like a Nazi, which was a crazy line.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Um, he says they can fix him up because the pipe dream he has of winning the title and beating him is cute, but all it is a dream. And the reality is that in order to be world champion, you need to be a leader, and he's a follower. Brody says he doesn't need to follow anybody, and what MJF talked about is friends, which MJF has never had.
That was funny, right?
some
Like,
random
this
friend
phenomenon
shouts,
you're describing is called
yeah,
having a friend.
and then a fan shouts, "I'm his friend," which I thought was pretty funny. Um, he says MJF's right that he isn't beating anybody credible, so him and Tony Khan sat down and they had the idea MJF is someone credible for him to beat. So he gets an eliminator next week. If he wins, he gets a title shot in Australia. And he'll become the leader the company needs.
Yeah, I like
Um,
this. I
This
don't
is
know.
pretty good. It was short. But MJF made me chuckle. Nazi line was insane, and the Bark Boy thing made me chuckle as well. And I thought Brody sounded solid. He's not always the strongest on the mic, but I thought like, especially once he got towards the end, he was more confident, like a little yelly.
Yeah.
He was much better.
Yep.
But should be a great match. I'm not sure if Brody wins or not, but
And I like MJF's trying to not face Brody King, right? So it's like you haven't earned your way, and then he's honestly offering him like money, right? Like, maybe just come work for me and I'll pay you.
he wants him to be the new Wardlow.
Uh, and then I thought Brody King can't hang with MJF on the mic for sure, but I thought they kept it simple and he did a pretty good job here. And
Yeah, that's short and sweet.
I'm always happy for him to get some shine. And MJF's always entertaining, right? Like, if you just say you have a couple minutes to insult the guy that's in the ring with you, he'll come up with something great. So
Yeah, it was pretty crazy what he came up with this time.
yeah, it was good. It was a good segment. I liked it. And it felt just the right length, nothing too long as you chewing food. Next, we get Stat and Tekla.
Hold on, did you forget?
What?
There's a quick Bucks package.
I don't remember it at all.
It was just them like humility helped them, power trips got them nothing. They're going back to their roots, tag divisions on notice kind of thing.
Don't even remember that existing.
Basic stuff, like it was fine.
I'll take your word for it.
I imagine we get them in FTR again at some point.
Yeah, probably.
I saw Alvarez complaining about how like AEW it's like always doing the same stuff over and over, which I don't feel is the case.
No.
But
Every
I mean,
company, every
in
wrestling
some
company does the same thing over and over to a certain degree.
yes, and I think it's just also a byproduct of AEW getting a little older too. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, we've seen more.
It's always a lot fresher when like the roster's new and like
Mhm.
the company doesn't have history, but now we kind of do. But anyways, now it's Styler and Tekla. For the AEW Women's World Championship,
Indeed.
Statlander catapults Tekla into the steps. Tekla does like that hanging, that whole where like she's got her legs around Statlander's head and then she's like hanging over the ropes. Statlander pulls her back, does like an inverted Alabama slam into the turnbuckle, which was kind of cool.
It looked good, yeah.
Running uppercut, running knee in the corner from Statlander, spinning fisherman buster for 2, spider suplex from Tekla, diving cross body to the floor from Tekla. She snaps Statlander's right arm back, then a curb stomp for 2. Statlander cuts off a spear attempt with a super kick. Tekla counters Saturday Night Fever in a roll up for 2. Finish comes and Tekla ducks Lair by doing the spider bend thing. Goes for a spear, gets caught by Statlander, Doctor Bomb, Saturday Night Fever for the win. Then Ford and Bane are on the stage, being I don't know. They're standing there.
I really like this match, and it might be my favorite thing Tekla's done since getting here.
Probably Tekla's best in ring showing.
I think it's too bad like her character development is not going well right now because she's in that faction that is so annoying. But if you could tack a good story to this somehow, these two seem to work well together, right? So again, no chance Tekla's winning on this show, but I thought she shined more than usual here, and this was like a good physical back and forth TV match. I thought
that was my main complaint was that putting the title match on Dynamite, and we kind of said this last week, does like it made the result
yes,
completely clear.
I agree.
But yeah, I thought it took a bit to get going, but ended up being pretty strong. And yeah, to one of Tekla's better showings, I thought they showed decent chemistry.
Hmm.
Like, yeah, if you could build a better story, I think there's potential for a pay per view match here. I mean, that's something we revisit down the line. Like Tekla could maybe win the Owen or something like that.
And
Like
split
I do
with her
think
current
there's,
faction would be
I
fine.
would hope, so. I
Yeah.
do think there's options to do this again though,
Yep.
because like, it was pretty solid. I thought. Then we get a Callus promo. He says they've been in heavy recruitment mode for a while now. It's time to mobilize the army and bring home gold. Andrade is already after the world title, and tonight he'll be a step closer. Okada's already international champion. Takesha's going to take the Continental title from Moxley. He advises Takesha forgives Okada like Fletcher did. He says Kyle is synonymous with the TNT title and says whatever happens with Briscoe and Ciampa, Fletcher's waiting for them. And Davis and Doyle are about to squash FTR, so he's going to go watch. Kyle leaves. Takesha looks at Fletcher disappointed and says, "You forgave Okada," and then leaves. I thought for a short segment, this was great. I thought like you can pick up some disappointment on unhappiness from Fletcher when Callis is talking about Andrade going for the world title. I don't know if it was quite an eye roll, but when he said Andrade is going for the world title, you can see the discontent on Fletcher's face when he's saying that. You can see some sort of like
He feels like he's
unhappiness.
being moved to the back burner, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And I think anyone with eyes and brain can see Fletcher's main event ready. And I think it's a lame choice to have him go back for the TNT title, but maybe that's the point. They're working that in. I saw, I forget who, I think I saw some guy following Instagram complaining about Fletcher going for the TNT title. And I agree because I think it's been clear throughout 2025, Fletcher's on the come up, right?
Yep.
But I think now we have the potential to work that into a story. And I think they're working it where Callis has already been we've already seen him, like, prioritizing Okada over Takeshita, right? But now you could be seeing that with Andrade over Fletcher, right? The hot new toys, it's like, okay, now we're gonna put Andrade in the world title scene, even though Fletcher's been on this track to go for the world title. He literally challenged for it, when we went live, right?
Hmm.
So I think that's a really interesting thing to go with, and maybe Fletcher ends up breaking up from the Callis family too. And then I loved the disappointment to Kesha when he
Me
found a
too.
Fletcher for Video Okada. It was such a simple line and delivery, but I thought he sold it perfectly, and the way he said it and his facial expression, I thought he emoted it perfectly,
Me
and I
too.
thought it communicated the exact point we need to get across. Like I thought Takesha, for the little he did here, it was fantastic.
And again, I think in the previous thing, um, that Fletcher is accepting the apology to keep harmony in the family, right? But now that's
But it ends up
backfired.
destroying things,
It
yeah,
backfired,
which Okada's plan, no doubt.
and the guy he's closest with, which is Takeshita, is hurt that he accepted this apology so quickly from Okada, who's been such a jerk to Takeshita, right? So there's
Mhm.
like complex stuff happening within this heel
The Cal
faction.
has been really interesting lately, yeah.
I think the dynamic of this faction right now is really interesting. So
I
I like
agree.
this too.
And I like all the things that are going on right now, and especially because like, Callis is such a guy where, like, the way he runs the family, it's just like, stuff like this has just been waiting to happen, right? And, like, him playing favorites is like this stuff was bound to start brewing, right?
Right. He's got
And so
so many children, and now like it's clear he
yeah,
has some favorite children, right?
yeah.
Another thing, like, and maybe this is my bias showing, I feel like if this subtlety wouldn't happen in WWE because there'd be some commentator pointing out, "Did you see Fletcher's?" Like, you know what I mean? They AEW kind of lets it breathe and lets us maybe read in too much or whatever, but that's the
Yeah,
fun
maybe,
part,
like, the Death
right?
Riders who
Whereas
were setting
WWE,
themselves up for
not
failure.
to sound like a tribalist, I guess, but I feel like their commentary would come back from the next thing telling us exactly how we're supposed to feel and what we were supposed to notice. You know what I mean?
There's no room for, like, that nuance or the
No,
subtlety.
it's like we better because Vince McMahon has
The
always
fans were done.
thought his audience were idiots, right? Like he doesn't like wrestling fans, I don't think. And that tradition of like they're stupid, we need to hit them over the head with everything is still kind of
Yeah.
being carried on by the new regime. But AEW lets it sit there and lets you sort of interpret it. And I feel like WWE doing this same segment, it would be different because they would feel the need to tell us explicitly what
And
we
play
just
the main
saw.
story beats,
Right.
right?
Yes.
Like, really, vocalize it at least.
Yes, and the AEW is like, "Hey, we think you're kind of intelligent, and you can kind of read into it how you want," and I appreciate that.
Yeah, and maybe that works out for better or for worse. Like the Death Riders thing, like there was a lot of
Right.
interesting things to read into, which I mean, I hope we're still right because I think that's where we're still going. And I think that's the most logical story, but it might not be what happens. But still, it's like I would still say it was fun reading into those
Right.
segments,
I would
right? Like the
still
especially
rather.
where like all the Death Riders are looking at Moxley, right? Like
Right.
this kind of stuff is really fun to read into and like look at the little things. And even like in the case of I think we watched the Death Riders one again, like sometimes that invites rewinds,
Yeah.
right?
And
And it
again,
invites further
sometimes
analysis.
sometimes we're gonna read into things and be wrong, but I would rather still have that opportunity than just be
Yes.
clubbed over the head and know exactly what's going on at all times.
And even if, like, then we end up overanalyzing these and we end up being wrong, but then that preps you for, like, when a time when you really do need to be
Right.
overanalyzing it to pick up a story that does end up happening. Like,
Yeah.
I'm assuming what we're like, something like what we just talked about will be happening, right?
Yes.
But, like, even if it doesn't, it's still it trains the mind at least
Yep.
in terms of watching
It's
AEW. But
fun
yeah,
to
like,
think about.
I thought this was great. There's for such a short segment and, like, a straightforward one on the surface, there's a lot of, like, moving parts in here, and I thought, because we always say, like, in terms of the 2 in Proto Sheeta, Fletcher's definitely a complete package, and Takeshita is not always, like, the best on the mic or whatever, but I think there's, like, segments like this, he really tends to shine. I think he's underrated, and, like, him and Okada, their abilities to emote certain things,
That's what I
um,
think. If
really underrated.
Takeshita can really use Okada as a mentor and figure out how to get the most out of, and I don't know, maybe Okada's English is really good, but we're sort of the way he's presented led to believe it's not amazing. So he says minimum,
Yeah.
but like he does so much with so little. And if Takeshita can just absorb some of that,
I think Takeshita
right?
does do that sometimes, yeah, but he just needs to tap into that more, but I do think, like, here, again, I think he sold it perfectly.
Yep, it was good. I
I
really
thought
liked it.
this was a great segment, yeah. Especially great as in, like, as, like, a 1-2 punch with the one with,
Right,
Okada earlier.
right.
Then we get quick Perry promo. We see clips of the man taking out Luchasaurus as Perry talks about how they took something from him, Ricochet took something from him. We see him beating Bowens for a title shot, and he says he's gonna take everything from Ricochet. Cut to Ricochet holding camera. There Goa holding Ricochet hostage. Perry tries to fight back. He gets beat down, and Ricochet asks what he was thinking
It's a pretty
when he
good
was gonna try
beatdown,
to
I
take the
thought.
title. It was, and then they slam him through a table. And Ricochet says, "This is what happens." It was solid, simple build. Ricochet continues to be quality as a heel, though.
Yeah, he's just the guy that like you want a match against me. Well, my 2 heavies are just gonna kill you, and that's just kind of how it is. So I thought
Yeah.
the beatdown looked good. They've got their little hand gesture down now, so which I guess is a D. Is that the point of it? Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, Ricochet,
Oh, it's a D.
right?
Yeah, because like,
The way they held it made me think that looks like a
I always
stylized
interpreted
D,
it, I was like, "Why is it like this?" But like that, okay,
right?
okay. I actually never considered that until now.
Nice. I'm the detail man now.
Alright,
You've
buddy.
been usurped.
Did you like the entrance stage this week?
I don't know. It existed.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know.
Same entrance stage, just without the top screen,
Yeah,
you know?
sure. If you say so. You could just lie, and I'll be like, "Yep, okay." And
Remember the tunnels this
you'd be
week?
like, "There was fires and there was people in cages and stuff." I'll be like, "Okay, yeah, sure, of course there was."
Do you not see all the shark cages above the arena?
The ring was surrounded by dogs. It was like 30 dogs there.
There
Oh,
it was actually a steel cage, and then there's, like, dogs around it
yeah,
inside Hell in a Cell.
exactly.
Yeah,
Kennel
you
from
know.
hell,
Wait, why isn't that one of the new
where
Chico
dogs just
matches?
stand around and pee everywhere and don't actually do anything. It's amazing.
They're, like, pissing on the floor, humping each other
Yeah.
as, like, they're, like
You never work with children or animals. That's what they say because they're unpredictable.
like, there had to have been a better way to do, like, some sort of match.
I don't know. Now you can
Like,
CGI. You can AI the dogs if you want.
oh, like, I mean, I guess if it was in, like, the Thunderdome, you coulda, like,
Oh my god!
edited
Don't
some
remind
better.
me.
You
I've
love the Thunderdome, huh?
repressed that memory.
Thunderdome. Anyways, it's FTR and Davison Doyle for the tag titles now. Heel, 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 heel.
Poor
All heel,
Doyle.
all heels. Yeah. Oh my god. We'll get there. Cash goes for a suicide dive. Davison Doyle catch him and dart him into Dax. A lot of heavy chops from Dax and a snap suplex to Doyle. Cash tags in for a slingshot splash. Dax's chest gets bloody later on, which tends to happen to him a few times. I feel like. Um, Davis and Dax trade chops. Big lariat from Davis after a strike exchange. They're both down. Cash with the DT on the apron to Doyle. You can hear him say he tore his pec.
I thought he said
Back.
biceps.
I think it was torn pec.
Oh, was it?
Either
Bummer.
or. Back suplex version of a powerplex from FTR for 2. Garcia distracts the ref so Mox can hit Davis with the Continental title. Smash contraption for the win. Strange dynamic for the match, but I thought it was solid. It felt kind of short, maybe not intentionally so. Davis and Doyle look strong again, though I fear not as much as they could have. Really sucks for Doyle. Kills any potential momentum for this team, which I think is really a cool team. So it really sucks the timing of this. Like, I feel really bad for him.
I do too. It does look like it's a torn bicep. Is the audio that I saw was him saying, "I just tore my biceps."
Maybe,
What was the
misread.
finish? Because I wrote
Smash
really.
contraption after Davis got hit with the Continental title.
Oh, because my thing was good match with a terrible finish. Apparently, I didn't like the finish. I
It was
thought
fine.
really physical match. Doyle and Davis again, like they just look like an actually dangerous Haas tag team, and then it's just over all of a sudden, right? So, um, and Excalibur was in an awkward spot of trying to explain why a heel group is helping another heel group get a win over a different heel group. You know what I mean? Like he was kind of like, it's more about revenge on the Callis family than helping FTR. And then at some point, he was like, this is a very complicated scenario here. So even he's acknowledging,
It
like,
is. It is weird when you point out like that.
yeah,
Like, okay, so let's do it this way. It's the babyface leader of a heel group is costing another heel group a match against a heel group.
right.
Like,
And your
it's so
commentary is
strange.
like, this isn't the way wrestling usually goes. It's a very complicated scenario. Yeah. So
It is, to
it
be
is.
fair. And
Yes.
it's kind of interesting, but
Yeah.
it's not it's not like it's not strange.
It's like it's commentary are kind of us and are like, why is this a thing? And this is not normally how wrestling works. So we better like,
It's like who are you supposed to I guess in theory you'd cheer for the heel group with the babyface leader, but
I guess they're the most babyface adjacent of all the
yeah.
three.
And I guess this continues the weird feud of the Death Riders.
Yeah, I think so.
Whatever its purpose may be.
Yep.
Orange Cassidy interview, this is Yuta.
I just see my
Yuta
notes here.
doesn't
Sorry.
like that. Shafir grabs Cassie's hair. Storm interferes. Shafir threatens Storm. Storm says dumb things. I didn't.
They like do their dance pose again. My note just
I-
says, I don't want any of this. That's all I wrote.
You know what I wrote? I wrote this was fine.
Yeah, I don't like this. This isn't for me, which is I think is a phrase that could almost go on the bingo card because I know I say it all the time. This just isn't for me.
I mean, that's fair. I'll put that
I
down.
won't say it's objectively bad. Like that's my phrase to say like I'm not saying it's objectively bad, but it's not for me. This is this
How many things
whole
do we need for bingo again? 24, right?
24.
Because the
Yeah,
free space in the middle.
it's just not for me. I don't know what to tell you. Like I just don't. It doesn't get my interest. I feel kind of bad for Orange Cassidy because he can be really
I
cool.
like Orange Cassidy.
And
Like,
this is just going down a road that I don't want to go down. So it happened. It was short at
I
least.
I was working on the worst stuff the other day, and I was just like, I think I was writing about Tony Storm. I just don't like this stuff. And like we said, like okay, it'd be better down the card when she's not world champion, which is true, but that doesn't mean I like it.
Right. Like it's less in our face now,
But it still sucks.
but it's still there. And it's just,
I don't
again,
like it.
it's for other people, not me.
And it's just like feels like it's dumbing down Cassidy. I feel like the Death Riders look stupid for dealing with her so much.
Hmm.
Like it's just I don't know. I can't do it.
We've said it. It's hard to find people to play opposite the gimmick.
Literally Mariah May.
Right.
Mariah May. That was it. So I don't know how she came out of that looking good,
I know.
but like, and I was thinking about it too because I was like, oh yeah, there were times where I liked Tony Storm's character. It was when Mariah May was around.
Right.
Like I don't think I would be hard pressed to find work like stuff with the timeless Tony Storm character where it was purely her that I really enjoyed.
Hmm.
I only really enjoyed it when like either Mariah May was the obsessed fan like understudy
Hmm.
or when they were feuding. That
Right.
was the best Tony Storm stuff was when it was Mariah May.
Yeah.
But you can't do that now.
No. You
Now
cannot.
she's wasting time doing whatever she's doing. I don't actually care.
Fair enough.
Anyways, main event time. It's Swervington Strickland against Andrade El Idolo.
Andrade, dude, he looks like a star in his entrance. Let's be real.
His entrance is pretty cool.
He
I
is,
actually think his theme is pretty
he
good.
looks fantastic right now.
He's in great shape. I will say that.
And just the
He's
long
amazing.
hair with the blonde highlights and
I do really like his hair.
and
I
the
will
mask
say that.
and
I do
the
enjoy his hair.
robe, like his presentation, the dude.
His presentation's good, but like I don't know what's missing for
Yeah.
him. Like it's something because
It's
he's a
not
good
the
wrestler.
in-ring.
His
It's not,
presentation's
yeah,
here.
I know.
It's just like again, I think part of it is like I've been conditioned to think he's a like a mid card goober at
Right.
best. He's like he was like top in NXT and did great, but then like main roster the best. His ceiling was the US title, and like in AEW's first run, he was like a bit of a deal for a bit, but then he didn't do. He was leading the OFO,
Yeah.
the Family Office that faction that was bad, and like he didn't really do much there. Then remember he had like that weird feud with Miro at the end,
Hmm.
like at World's End when Lana was there, and I didn't like that match.
Yes. No, I don't
And then
think.
his second WWE run was like such a nothing burger.
It's like we're being told and not shown, right? How good he is and how important he is. They're like, keep telling us, and we're kind of like, well, you more so are like, show me, like, where's the evidence for what you're
And
saying?
my thing with him too is this, and this isn't his fault. He is great and he looks great here and he is a good wrestler, but like there's so many more wrestlers in AEW, especially where like that I already have a personal vested interest in. That I would rather see get a spot
Hmm.
that he's in right now, right? Like I already said Fletcher, I'd rather see Fletcher be doing what Andrade is doing. I'd rather see Takeshita, even Okada, right? Like there's so many more people like Champa now, right? There's just so many people that I'd rather see than Andrade. So it's like it makes it a little difficult for me to like really get behind him. And that again, it's not his fault.
It's
It's just like
similar
it's
to
just
the Triangle of Madness issue, but it's not a talent issue in
no.
this case. It's the same as like, why aren't other people being presented in this position? But it's not because he sucks. It's just
Yeah, he doesn't suck. No.
no.
It's just an odd, and it's not like a Daniel Garcia thing either, because Daniel Garcia is a decent wrestler, but he's just uninteresting. Although maybe it is, because like Andrade, it depends. His promo ability, I'm not 100% sure on.
I know I've
So
beaten this horse to death, but the fact that WWE did not see money in Zelina Vega and Andrade as an act, I
especially
don't
what makes that
understand.
what makes that more baffling is they're always obsessed with getting like the Latin stars. Like remember they wanted Del Rio as
Yeah.
like their next big like Mexican sensation. Andrade could have been like a Del Rio like because he's like an unmasked luchador type guy. Andrade could have been big for them,
And
especially with
she
Vega
was
there.
perfect to speak for him, and he could stand there and look like this freaking just arrogant ass, and then she could hit a couple moves to people when she needed
The
to.
Hurricane was great.
She
Then
was
she started
awesome.
wrestling. Then
Right.
she started wrestling.
She was great until they put her in matches, as gross a compliment as that is. When she was just hitting a head scissors off the apron to somebody to help Andrade, like that stuff was awesome. They were so good together, and then they just don't. They just left money on the table as far as I'm concerned with that pairing. But
Like it'd be cool if you could bring her to AEW, but then I doubt she's gonna leave now.
me either, not with the hubby there, right? So yeah, I don't know, but that was just sort of Andrade looks like a star to me here, and I guess they are trying to build him based off of this match. But once you're done chewing the food you're eating
There we go.
during a podcast recording,
Um,
you can talk about it.
yeah, so both men, they get up, they do like some springboard stuff where they get up to second rope, Hurricane Run from Swerve, Tornado to the floor from Andrade. Remember he does like I remember him doing this once during his first AEW run where like he like jumps over the ropes, like he'll stall for a second and then do like a
That
spinning
looked
plancha.
nuts. That was out of the corner, right? This time,
Yeah.
yeah, it looked cool. And the crowd's chanting for Andrade early on a little bit, eh?
Yeah, that's why it's weird. Like he's getting babyface chants.
Yeah, I think people are just. I think people agree that he's super, super talented, and they just want to see him be successful because he's so freaking good in the ring.
hmm Yeah, and I want to come around on him. I like because like, I don't dislike him. It's just again, there's just something off for
Hmm.
me. But like again, they can always prove otherwise as long as they actually like follow through this time. And like if you have Callus talk for him, then that might solve his problem, right?
Yeah,
Like if you can't have Vega, Callus is a great man.
yeah, for sure.
He does the moonsault standing moonsault thing, which staple of his
And
moveset,
it looked good.
obviously.
Like Swerve timed it really well. Like he rolled
I
out of the
thought
way of the
it was
first one, and
perfect. Yeah,
yeah,
it was beautiful. That got a 2 count. Swerve goes for a power driver on the barricade. Andrade counters into a backdrop, but he gets crushed in the process. That was
it
nasty.
looked painful for both of them, honestly.
Yeah, like it
Yeah.
looked terrible all around, but like in a good way, it just looked brutal. Swerve avoids. I think Excalibur called it the DM, that butterfly neck breaker that
Mm,
Andrade does, but I remember WWE called it the message, so that's how I wrote it here. Swerve avoids the message, hits the back elbow, runs the ropes. Andrade does the boot fake back elbow for 2,
awesome.
which is always awesome. Always awesome. Such a
I feel like he
simple
sold the
way to do
boot
that.
fake even more this time than
Mhm.
usual.
Andrade runs up for the corner, Meteor in the corner, but Swerve cuts him off with a house call for 2. Avalanche poison run from Andrade, beautiful, followed by the corner Meteor for a great near fall. Hammerlock DT from Andrade for another near fall, which the butterfly netbreaker is a fine move, but the Hammerlock DT is always my favorite finisher
It
of
looks
his.
great. Yeah.
My favorite thing too is in NXT, he would do like the draping Hammerlock
Yeah.
DT. That was nasty.
Yeah.
Swerve tries to counter the back elbow into JML driver. Andrade counters the roll up for 2. Swerve then hits a house call. Attempts the JML again. Andrade grabs the ref, mule kick, low blow, message, and Andrade gets the win,
Yeah.
which I was really surprised
Me
at.
too.
I thought this was a great main event. I thought Andrade looked awesome. I haven't seen him wrestle since he came back, but I thought this made him look great. I still don't care about him as much as other people, but when it comes to in-ring work, he doesn't disappoint, like I said.
Yeah.
Action built nicely, and there's some great near falls towards the end. Swerve looked great too. I'm really surprised he won since Swerve hasn't lost since he came back in, and they also seem like to be teasing Swerve Omega earlier.
Hmm.
But I thought that was a great subversion of expectations here. And at least the low blow kind of protects Swerve, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And yeah, I guess it's good to keep Andrade strong and have him at a higher level in his first one. And again, if you keep him at this high level and actually back up what you're saying, then yeah, I'm willing to get behind it because I thought this was a really strong
And so
match.
this gets us Andrade Omega. Is that
Correct,
which
which
we were
should be
supposed to
great.
get right
Should be
before?
great, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought Andrade looked amazing here, and I was like in the chamber ready to write like another good match with the expected outcome because I thought that's like
Yeah.
Swerve's. You know what I
So
mean?
hey, a decent subversion of expectations here. And you can always hold off on Swerve MJF because Swerve doesn't need to be in the title scene if
And
they don't want to right now.
honestly, you could run this back later too. Like if you get some heat on this, and I mean there was stakes here, but like Andrade's so good, man. Like he's so many cool moves that are always flawless, right? And if he has a really strong opponent and get some emotion involved in there, then it
Yeah.
could be awesome. So yeah, I thought a very, very good main
Yeah.
event. Yeah.
I think this match already sold me a bit more on Andrade
Yeah.
in his return run. Like, just that's what I'm saying. Like, he can deliver in the ring. It's just they need to back it up. And I will say, having him in the Callis family does bode well for that.
I get
Um,
what they're doing with him getting the phone number from the woman in the front row during the match. I just thought it doesn't make Swerve look great
yeah.
because it takes quite a while where Swerve's just like what, either selling or just waiting. So I don't know if that's a great look for Andrade's
Unless we're like
opponents.
uninterrupted. Like, if he came in and like took him out during that, then maybe that would have been something. But
And I think they're trying to get over the fact that Andrade's body is ridiculous right now and that the ladies love it. And that's
which
kind of his thing.
he is jacked as hell.
Crazy jacked. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, good main
Then
event.
yeah, the end of the show, we get an MJF interview. Renee is talking about his match with Brody next week. He says if that oversized bag of milk with Sharpie all over him thinks he's winning, it's not happening. Which MJF was so good this week. I loved it. Omega comes in, says one more week and one more win. He'll see Max at Revolution. He offers a handshake, but MJF walks away. The camera follows MJF. He bumps into Andrade. Andrade wants the title as well. MJF keeps walking. He's about to enter his car, bumps into Hangman. Hangman looks at the title and then nods for MJF to get in the car, and MJF leaves. Really simple, but really cool bit to end on. They're kind of the three main threats left if you
Right.
want to eliminate Swerve from the running right now. I assume Omega wins next week, but I could be wrong. Because I just think Hangman Omega for a title shot would be really cool.
Hmm.
But also Andrade Hangman sounds kind of interesting.
Right.
So honestly, next week could go either way, and
Yeah.
I'd be happy. So this was cool. This is a cool way to end it, I thought.
Yeah, as someone who kind of likes realism in his wrestling, like this whole idea, hey, there's a whole bunch of people that want to be the champion of the company, like that makes sense to me, and they all are at a certain level, and like maybe Andrade's like trying to break into that level,
I'd say so.
so it makes sense to me. And what I love to think about is like MJF backstage talking to Brody King and going, "Listen, man, can I call you a bag of milk with Sharpie all over you?"
Can I say you look like a Nazi?
Brody
Like
King going, "Yeah, man, that's all," because I think Brody King's just a good dude,
Brody
right?
King seems like a nice dude.
He
Yeah,
does. I mean, he's a close personal friend of ours as well.
obviously.
That's another one of our gimmicks, right?
Oh,
Any
yeah. Okay,
wrestler
I'll
we've
write that down.
ever even spoken to is a close personal friend, and so Brody King, who we spoke to, briefly,
Aunt Tessa,
and
Uncle Brian.
Aunt Tessa, yeah, they're all either relatives or friends of ours. So, yeah, I like this idea of like MJF doesn't really want to defend this title; he just wants to keep it, and there's all kinds of people like tripping over each other to get a shot at it. So,
Mhm.
makes sense to me, right?
Makes the title feel important too.
I'm curious your overall thoughts on this show and rating.
I think in general this is a really strong show. I
I do
mean,
too, and
other than the first match, was every match not good this week?
I think so.
Right?
And
And
the
then
first match,
you look
in
at the
its
segment.
defense, was like 5 minutes.
Yeah, and the first match was short. It led to like a notable segment, which was solid. And then I think like you have some really great work with the Callis family stuff. I think was
Agree.
really great. I thought the MJ Brody King segment was pretty good. I thought Champa's debut was awesome.
That bumps it up a
I,
little.
I think I gotta go at least an A minus.
I was torn between B plus, A minus, and I
I
think
think
when you
it's an A
said
minus. I think that just convinced me. Yeah,
you
I'm
reminded
gonna
me
go
of
A.
the Champa debut, so I'll go A minus too.
I think this was a really. I saw like a lot of people saying that too. Like this felt like a strong show, so I was excited to watch it this week. And I think yeah, all in all, that this show ended up being pretty strong. Like
Because
there was good matches, numerous important matches too. You had title matches, and the main event was for like title contendership, right?
when I think about what I often say when a show doesn't quite meet the A category, right? I'm a lot of times like, well, there weren't any super awesome segments, but I thought the Callis
It
family
did.
stuff was all
Calcium
really
stuff was
cool.
good, and I thought everything
MJF
MJF
Brody was
did was
cool.
great. Yeah.
And I really liked the El Clone match, and I really liked the main event, and I really liked the women's match, which sometimes is not the case, right?
Mhm.
So, yeah,
The
I'm willing to
Moxley
go
Dawson was good
A
too.
minus this week, I think.
Yeah, this was a really strong show. Just for like a random episode of Dynamite, it was really great.
Yep. All right, so we'll shift gears. We'll do a little bit of trivia in between talking the weekly shows. We like to call it off the top of his head. So as we go through, as you started watching wrestling, we're going for the first few years and the best matches. So we're up to 2019, I believe, correct?
Yes.
So this time I pulled up Meltzer's list, but I'm getting rid of all because it's mostly New Japan Climax, and you'd just be guessing Climax matches, G1, right? So I'm gonna go from somewhere in the 4.5-star range, but cut out all of the. It'll just be North American stuff that you should probably have a shot at, because New Japan, it'll just be you guessing people in the G1.
That's not really the point.
No, that's not the point. So 4.5 stars. Where are we here? NXT Takeover 25.
So Cole Gargano.
It is not.
25. Is it the tag ladder match?
Fatal 4-way for the ladder match, which is who?
Okay. It's Profits.
Because they won.
Profits, Undisputed Era.
Yep.
Forgotten Sons.
Correct. Cutler and Blake. And a team that we liked that were never really a big feature. But we
Game 6-1.
No.
We
We liked some of their work though.
I'm trying to think. Was it GYV?
Nope.
See, like I know it.
Similar
It
looking
wasn't
dudes.
War
Kind.
Raiders
Nope.
vacate the title, so it wasn't them. I know it wasn't them. Oh, Birch and Lorcan.
Yeah, Birch and Lorcan. I knew that would help you. Audio listeners, I gave him a visual clue that helped him get there.
Yeah.
Again, another match from Takeover 25. Also 4.5 stars.
Cole Gargano.
Nope.
Was it Dream and
Nope.
Roddy and Riddle?
Yes, Roddy and Riddle. The fact that you remember
no.
these matches happened is crazy.
That was the opener, and that was the first time I remember Riddle using Bro Derek.
Oh, nice. 4.5 stars. AEW Fighter Fest.
Moxley Janela.
No. Tag match.
Young Bucks.
And
The Rhodes Brothers.
no, it's a trios match.
Young Bucks and
You don't know this? Wow.
was it? This is Strong Hearts. This is Strong Hearts.
So it's Omega and the Bucks taking on some
Hearts.
luchadors.
Oh, then I would not know that.
Laredo Kid and the
Lucha Brothers.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Okay. No, I do know that.
AEW Fight for the Fallen. Singles
Bucks,
match.
Rhodes. Oh.
You will-
Darby Cody.
You will not
No.
get the one wrestler.
Jimmy Havoc.
So it's Omega and somebody we saw in
Shima.
an huh?
Huh.
Yes. How would you get that? You remember that match vaguely?
Vaguely, yes.
Okay. So then there's 8,000 New Japan ones I gotta get through. Like honestly, a million. G1 day 7.
It is that era. It is that era.
So it's like G1 day 19, day 18, day 17, 15, 15, 13, 11, 10, 10, 9, 8, all in between these two.
What can I say? They had a peak at one point.
NXT UK Takeover Cardiff.
Tyler Bate Walter.
No.
Is it a ladder match?
What was that?
Tag ladder match?
It was a tag match. Who is it?
Is it GYV?
Yes.
Gallus?
Yes.
Is it subculture like Andrews and
Yes.
Webster?
Yes, that's exactly right.
Okay.
I don't remember that at all, to be
I
honest.
remember it happening. I don't remember watching it.
Now we got to skip through a whole bunch of PWG. Bola,
Ola.
Dragon Lee, Jake Atlas, Ray Phoenix, Aramis, Jake Atlas, Jungle Boy.
Hologram.
That's crazy. All right, what's the next one? AEW Full Gear. There's a few options here, actually. It's a couple.
Moxley Omega.
Moxley Omega, 4.5 stars, and another
That
single.
didn't happen. That was unsanctioned.
That's right. Another singles match from that show is right there too. Both WWE people.
Cody Jericho.
Yes, I would assume.
Both WWE people.
Basically, right. NXT Takeover War Games.
Was it the men's match?
It was the men's match, which is who?
Undisputed Era. Then it's Owens, Dijak, Keith Lee Ciampa.
Dijak's a champion somewhere I was just watching. What was I watching?
MLW Tag Champion with Corbin.
Right.
You know who the new MLW World Champion is?
No, I was watching something else.
Oh, somewhere else maybe, but he is Tag Champion with Corbin. You know who's MLW Champion now?
Oh, it must have been the Limitless Rumble, which was actually really fun. Sorry, go ahead.
It's Cross.
Oh.
Cross just won it.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, the Limitless Rumble, man, because it was actually decent wrestlers and they were doing a bunch of different things. I only knew like 2 or 3 of the people in it, including Scotty Too Hottie was one of them. But anyways, I don't know how you're going to get this. AEW Dynamite number 11. Oh, okay. If I tell you it was a street fight tag match, does that help you?
SCU.
No.
The Young Bucks.
Yes. Against?
Jabros.
No. One guy still in AEW, one guy in TNA is a big deal now. Maybe the champion of TNA.
Oh, Proud and Powerful.
Yeah,
right.
That's right.
I missed that.
I thought you might. Now, where are we going to next? We got to skip a whole bunch of New Japan. NXT TakeOver Phoenix?
Ciampa.
No.
Gargano.
Yes.
Ricochet.
Correct.
I watched that match recently. I don't know why.
Interesting. NXT TakeOver New York. Couple of our boys.
Is it the match I'm thinking of?
I don't know.
Cole? Is it Cole and Gargano?
No.
Not. Okay.
Singles match.
Oh, Walter and Dunn.
Walter and Dunn is correct.
That's a great match, yeah.
That's Ring of Honor, New Japan. No point there. AEW Double or Nothing. Tag match.
Bucks, Lucha Bros.
Of course. 4 3/4 stars. That was a great match, honestly.
The AAA tag title, which is so funny. It's so funny the AAA tag titles were defended on like early AEW shows, and look at AAA now.
AEW. So take that tag match and put a couple of them in a singles match on Dynamite. 4 3/4 stars.
Nick Jackson.
Yeah, that's right. Do you actually remember, or you just guessed those two?
I do remember them.
I vaguely remember loving that match too.
I remember them having good matches. I don't know if it was this one or maybe like during their 2021 feud, but I remember like there were some Nick Jackson singles matches that were good.
AEW Double or Nothing 5-star match.
Is it the Rhodes?
It was Rhodes. Was that good?
Yeah.
Did
that
we
was
like
the one
it?
where like, yeah, it gets super bloody.
I'm assuming we didn't go 5 stars because I don't ever.
I see. Like this was early AEW, so I don't remember. Like I know we watched it. I don't remember if like what opinion I have on it. I just know that everyone loves that match.
5 1/4 stars. NXT Takeover 25. Say it.
Cole Gargano.
There you go. Cole Gargano.
The second match. That was their standard match.
5 1/4 stars. AEW All Out. Tag match.
Bucks Lucha Bros ladder match.
Correct. Sorry, can you say it right? Escalera de la Muerta.
Escalera de la Muerte.
Thank you. 5 1/4 stars. Love this match, pretty sure. NXT UK Takeover Cardiff.
Is this Bait Walter?
Correct.
That is a great match. I haven't watched that in forever. See, they need to put the NXT UK takeovers on.
They do.
No,
I would watch some. I missed that show, man. That was such an easy watch for us.
Yeah, once NXT got too terrible for me to watch.
And the stuff that was good was good, and the stuff that was bad was still fun to talk about.
It was okay.
Yeah. NXT TakeOver New York. Go ahead.
Especially when we saw Devlin and Dar regularly.
Yes. 5 1/2 stars.
Cole Gargano.
Correct.
I will say this over and over. That's my favorite NXT match. That's the best match ever.
That was the #1 North American match that Meltzer had.
That is fair. Because that's the 2 or 3 problems. That match, it's like, it's one of those matches where people complain about all the finisher kickouts and how much Gargano kicks out of at the end, but it's so
drama.
good.
It's so fun.
The drama match is so perfect. Like if it's probably like because I was making a list earlier because I was bored. I would say like I have that as like my second favorite match of all time. That's a great. That's my favorite match. NXT Black and Gold.
Meltzer only had 3 matches that received higher than that. So 5 3/4 Tanahashi Omega from Wrestle Kingdom 13. 5 3/4 Ospreay Takagi from Best of the Super Juniors Day 15, and #1 he has also 5 3/4 Okada Ospreay from Day 7 of G1. So
tracks.
Great job.
I missed.
Should we go to 2020 next year in the next week, and that may be as far as we go? Otherwise, it's getting pretty current.
I think so.
But anyways, we'll switch back to talking about more wrestling. Quickly talk about Raw. Quickly talk about NXT. We call it Highspots and Restholds. So So a few notables from Raw first, I guess, is where we'll start. What do we have here? I think the show started with the AJ Styles in-ring promo, and then Punk comes out and is basically, hey, I'm a fighting champion, so if we're going to face each other tonight, it's going to be for the title. I thought the crowd seemed pretty hot for this, but Punk made some comment in the middle about, like, do you not know where you are or what's happened? Like, he almost implied like he wasn't happy with because he's an idiot, but anyways. He wasn't happy with the response they were getting, but whatever. Vaquer, Ripley, and Io defeated Liv Morgan, Roxanne Perez, and Raquel Rodriguez. Headbutt Riptide to Perez for the win. I think just presenting all the women who will be prominently featured probably in the Rumble match, right? So
Yeah.
a way to get them all together on TV. Austin Theory beat Rey Mysterio. Penta was trying to get involved on the apron. Logan Paul takes him out. Rey's distracted by that kerfluffle and gets stomped by Austin Theory. And Theory picks up the win there. And then the heels decimate Penta and Dragon Lee after, I think it was Logan Paul frog splash to one, Tsunami to the other, et cetera, et cetera. The Vision are super devastating heel faction.
Because they're such a great heel faction.
Is what we're supposed to get. Gunther has a sit down with Cole. I actually thought it was pretty good. It was just Gunther being serious, right? Like talking about that all these old timers are trying to chase moments, and then he's just basically retiring them and taking them out. And then he's kind of like, because Cole's there interviewing, right? Like, and like, come to think of it, Cole, you've been around here a long time, like kind of menacing him a little bit, right? Like, if I'm here to retire people, you could probably retire too. So I kind of like that, right? Like, so he kind of threatens him, and then he says, but he doesn't, because at the Rumble, he wants to hear Michael Cole say that the career of AJ Styles is over. I don't know. Walter's one of the best things they've got on main roster, I think. And so far,
he's been getting so much hate over the last year for some reason.
I think he's awesome. And I think they've actually handled him pretty well, too, to be honest. Did you see who the number one contenders for the tag titles are? So it's
I just point out too, I don't like, they haven't had a tag match in a while, right? And then it's also like, then the Creeds are just coming back. I don't know when the last tag match they had on TV is, and I don't know if I've seen the Los Americanos ever have a tag match.
Right. So it's Alpha Academy 1. They beat the Creeds, New Day, and Los Americanos. And
I'm questioning almost all the choices in this match.
So we're in this kind of bizarro world where the women's tag titles are the be-all and end-all, and every top woman is basically in a tag division. And then the men's tag division, it's like jobber teams.
Men's tag division has always been like that, though.
Jobber teams that don't really wrestle together, like, and teams that have not been on TV in forever. So it's just like the cupboard's kind of bare in the men's tag division, I guess. And that's what we got out of it. And like, is anyone believing Alpha Academy have a chance to beat the Usos in a tag match? Like,
they're also all baby faces, so it's weird.
It is weird. And the only other thing I noted is we got the big main event, which was super exciting. It's going to be AJ Styles and it's going to be Punk for the title. Balor interferes, right, and attacks Punk, and then it leads to a no contest. And there was a segment earlier backstage where Balor was like complimentary of Punk for, I think he even called it the greatest moment of his career, which I was like, please, that is some revisionist crap there.
It's not like he was inaugural Universal Champion or something.
But then he found out the Royal Rumble's full, right? So I guess this was him. Because Punk
I thought that was because that never happened. So that tells me there's some story going to happen with Balor, because they literally, I don't know if they've ever said that. Like, anyone who declares for the Rumble, they're in. Like, and it's always like, even if, like, obviously not every spot is declared heading into the Rumble, but it's never been declared like, hey, we're full. I swear to God, they've never done that. So there's got to be something there.
So in that backstage segment, Balor's like, oh, you know, whatever, nice to Punk, and it was the match of my career. And Punk suggested, hey, why don't you just go win the Rumble and get another title shot? And he also suggested he like ditch Judgment Day. And then Punk leaves. Liv walks up and heard what Punk said and was not happy with Balor, obviously. So it feels like there's tension with Balor and that group. They've circled back around to like tension of somebody leaving every couple weeks with this group. So it seems like they're positioning Balor to do something, which is great because Balor is good.
I love Balor.
And yeah, he could use a little more attention. So we'll see where all of that goes. NXT, this episode was all about unspectacular matches happening to push stories forward, I would suggest. So
opposite of Dynamite?
It feels to me like NXT's trying to go in new directions. Like, it's not quite a hard reset, but there's lots of focus on new and different characters, right? Like Carver, Layla Gray, God, Kendall Gray, Tony
You
D.
kind of have to though, right? With all the
Yes, call
shakeups we have,
ups.
and I would imagine JC Jane is probably gone soon.
Yes,
I'd imagine Ruka is probably gone soon.
I would think
Like,
so.
there's probably the shakeups probably aren't done, right?
I don't think
So
so. And we even get new factions, right? So Vanity Project's there. They're cool and entertaining every week. Lexus King is getting a new group on the go, it seems like here. We kind of talked about it earlier. We'll get into more of it in a minute. So it's kind of a fun time to be watching to see what happens. And now that you're telling me Ava's gone, I'm really intrigued to see where we go from there. So the show opens. Joe Hendry is scheduled for the opening match against Jackson Drake to qualify for the ladder match. But we see that Hendry's been taken out backstage. And the Vanity Project are literally standing over top of him, holding a chair when Ava walks up. But they swear they weren't the ones that attacked Hendry, right? And maybe they weren't. I don't know where we're going to go with this. A ref walks up and says, this was convenient too, because a ref comes up and goes, Tony D just pulled up into the parking lot. Like, to be like, I think that's their way of going. It wasn't Tony D either, right? Because he's been sort of sneaky lately. So Ava gets on the headset, tells production they'll have to change the show format. And then we cut to Saints on commentary.
is that behind the curtain?
Yeah, right. Like, that's where I thought, like, oh, they're starting to go, like, she's losing control and having to switch things on the fly, and maybe this is some sort of story we're getting. Nope, fired or leaving, whatever. And then we cut to Ricky Saints on commentary saying that he thought the parking lot was the most dangerous place in NXT, which I was like, heck yes, Ricky Saints. Yeah. That's right. So they seem to be adding, this is my notes, right? Like, at the time, they seem to be trying to add some reality to the show with chaos happening, changing the format. It's not the first week they went to where Ava's like having to change things on the fly. And I don't know if it adds anything to the show, but it's like a notable direction change, I thought, that they're trying. And then they're selling the chaos of Carver, Tony D, and maybe someone else running around attacking people, right? So, and then... So I thought this was evidence of what a terrible GM Ava is, kayfabe-wise. So in a later segment on the show, my goodness, why does it keep asking me this? Sorry. And then I got to do that. And I'm back. Ava goes from threatening to fire Vanity Project for, like, attacking people to giving Drake a spot in the ladder match, since she can't technically prove, because they're like, you can't technically prove that we were the ones. Right. And she's like, you're right. So you're just in the ladder match then. I'm just rewarding you. So, like, storyline wise, they're still the number one suspects. Just because you can't technically prove it was them, they were standing there with a chair.
You could give him a new match.
Ava's like, nope, you're just in, bud. So great GMing by her. So we get a tag title match instead, and it's Dark State, which in this manifestation is Sugars and Griffin taking on OTM. The crowd chants for OTM as they make their entrance, so I'm wondering if they're baby faces now. I'm not quite sure. Hank and Tank are shown watching the match backstage in picture-in-picture. We get a Lucian Price hot tag. Then we cut back to Hank and Tank, and we see Vanity Project are running to the ring to interfere at about the 9-minute mark of this. And then that led immediately to the finish, where Sugars was supposed to pin Price with his feet on the ropes. Didn't get all of his feet on the ropes, but the point is still like, hey, it was a distraction, cheating win for them. Then, as we like to say here, the tag teams are stepping up. So you got Vanity Project, Hank and Tank, Chase U, OTM, all brawl their way to the back. And then that allows the Culling, who promised us they really do care about the tag titles, even though they didn't really care at that time. They care now. So they take out Dark State from behind. Again, I don't know if Culling's face or heel. It seems to, like, fluctuate at all times. I feel like Izzy Dame's consistently a heel, and the other guys, actually, she wasn't either. I don't know. I do like that we've got multiple tag teams being featured at the same time. The match was okay, but it involves 6 teams that makes it immediately feel like there is a tag division here, right? We had
already more than the match.
There's a whole bunch of them.
Especially because there's so many issues with that number one contenders lineup.
I thought it was strange a little bit because they've been really trying to build up OTM, I thought, lately, and then they just lose in 10 minutes here. And I guess they're spinning off into a more appropriate feud, I think, with Vanity Project, and then we got the Culling going after Dark State, and then Hank and Tank are somewhere in there, and the Chase U kids as well, although one of them's being recruited for a new faction, so we'll see that in a minute. We get a Nikita Lyons sighting, and we get multiple of them. So she gets the heel jobbers in the change room to sort of chant for Blake Monroe for some reason. And then it was Nikita just throwing catchphrases at the wall to see what would stick. Nikita Multimedia, the Divine Feline.
What?
The Divine Feline.
Why?
So she'll face Jada Parker for Monroe for whatever reason. And my note just says, please no more Nikita Lyons. Just have her job to Parker quickly and go back to obscurity. I have no more time to give Nikita Lyons.
That's
I thought Monroe did a good job of selling, kind of being anxious about being in Jada Parker's crosshairs, right? And Nikita's like, well, I'll take her for you. Even though we've never seen Blake Monroe and Nikita Lyons interact ever.
It's just their heels, and
that's right.
They're gonna they're just heels.
Locker room stuff. So we get Jada Parker, Nikita Lyons. I think Nikita Lyons has lost some weight, and it seems a little bit quicker to me. She gets some time in control, but Parker, you got what you've been asking for. What is your complaint about? What's your complaint about Jada Parker?
Her finisher.
Her finisher being the hypnotic. So now, did you see what she has instead?
Kind of Riptide-ish.
It's like manhandle slam, Riptide, had a baby.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's better.
Yes.
But that doesn't say much.
The match wasn't really much here. Monroe shows up on the Tron afterward and says nobody takes her spotlight and gets away with it. So Parker will be seeing her very soon, and then we can hear Parker telling the camera that Monroe knows where to find her, right? So I don't know. Nikita Lyons, she got a match. She didn't look as bad as she has, but she's not good, and we don't need her. Unfortunately, we've got LaFleur. What's his first name?
Elio,
right. Associating with jobbers backstage, it's Heights and Eli Knight. Lexis King, Stax, and Grace interrupt. So King, he says that he and Grace have a birthright for opportunities, but guys like Heights keep taking all their chances. Things start to escalate, and the segment ends. I'm a little worried about where LaFleur slotted because I thought he was really cool in his first match, but Lexis King, I think this is a good use of him, right?
I agree.
I
don't know, like, because the faction with Lexis King is kind of like, I guess it's you do have to do something.
And it may never ascend past mid card, right? But it's like
it's worth a try.
It's the heel entitled, like, I'm a second generation wrestler. You should just be handing me opportunities and not giving these NIL people who have nothing to do with wrestling, right?
Valid.
I agree. So, and it draws the attention that there are a bunch of second generation guys, although,
which is kind of cool.
I'm not sure the average fan knows who Uriah Connors is or who his dad is, I guess. But anyways, they can reveal that.
Then that can also be Googled once it's like, oh,
True.
He's second generation. Then you can kind of like, make that.
But I think if they go with birthright, we said, like, that's a cool name.
I think that's a good name for this guy.
Me too. It does sort of limit who you can add in it, because then it'll start to be stupid if they add not. You know what I mean? It's like when...
That's like Legacy, though. Legacy had that group. You don't need a lot of them, though.
It reminds me of like when Fatal Influence's whole thing was, we hate all the NIL people.
And then Chaz and Nix is like right there.
We're adding an NIL person to our group. Yeah. So the Elegance brand talk crap about Zaruka. Zarya's on the phone with Ruka, wondering where Ruka is. Thea Hale comes in complaining Zarya is annoyed that Thea Hale stumbled into her opportunity for the title. So obviously Thea Hale takes exception to this, and we're going to get a match between those two later. Ethan Page, is in Miles Bourne's ear backstage, and he just wants...
Good ear?
I guess so. He wants Bourne to start doing whatever it takes to win, which is like cheat, obviously. He's just kind of like... I don't know. I think the reason he's going to care is because Bourne's the one that's going to beat him for the title, but like...
Yeah,
why is a heel giving unsolicited advice?
Or does he want a lackey? Like,
maybe, I guess. I don't think it's been super clear of what the intentions are there. So we do get Dion Lennox and Miles Bourne in a ladder match qualifier, the NXT Championship ladder match qualifier. There's a miscommunication between the two early, and they just sort of awkwardly collide together. Paige comes down, slides Bourne a title to use. Paige distracts the ref so he can, but Bourne takes too long sort of contemplating using it. Ref takes the belt, and then Michinoku driver from Lennox for the win after 9 minutes. And then Ethan Page is berating Bourne after the match. Bourne finally takes him out with a belt shot instead. I don't know, man. Two young guys who are athletes. I thought this was kind of surprisingly slow and plodding. Lennox is working like a pretty bland heel style, I would suggest, and maybe there's just not good chemistry between these two.
Right.
And I don't Bourne, I don't think is suited to be the resilient babyface either. You know what I mean? Like he looks like frickin' Randy Orton. Randy Orton
Yeah,
can't be the like I'm the face in peril and I'm just being resilient and waiting for
like
like
kill people
it
kind of
doesn't
thing.
work. It doesn't work
Yeah,
for them. Um and it looks like he's on a collision course with Paige. I don't want the title off of Paige because I'm not sure on Bourne at this point. I
I
thought
don't.
when they were doing a really good job of doing his backstory of his hearing impairment and that he was this miracle baby that wasn't supposed to live, and then they just dropped that. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Well, he just seems kind of bland now. No.
and he needs support. He's not a natural, like, the crowd doesn't naturally connect with him, I don't think. They need something to grab onto, and right now, I don't think there is. So Ava apparently, as a great GM too, bailed Tony D out of jail because why kayfabe? I don't know, but she
Then
did.
why did you have him arrested? He didn't have to be arrested.
Right, you get him arrested and then you bail him out. So again,
That's
I thought we were
that's
on this
dumb
path of
for him.
she's a terrible GM, like even just in the story, but apparently not. Oh my goodness,
Apparently, you're not that fortunate.
this I'm gonna have so many. I gotta turn off the Bluetooth. I think there we go.
Shame,
It keeps
stupid computer.
popping up.
Foolish
So she
technology.
thinks NXT needs him and wants to know if he is in or out, and Tony
Oh,
will
what does that mean?
give us. Are you a heel or a babyface? Is literally all that means, and he's gonna give us his answer next week. So I don't know. My note here is similar to like the Triangle of Madness. Someone important must love this guy. They're giving him the anti-hero babyface vigilante gimmick, which I think everybody would want to do, right? Like be
I
Steve
guess so.
Austin sort of thing.
Oh, let's not go there.
I mean, obviously, like a copy of a copy of a copy
yes.
of a copy.
Still.
Chase U dissension a little bit. Connor says that doing things Chase's way has not gotten them very far, and other teams are stepping up. And then Chase is kind of like too busy for this. He has to worry about his match with Keanu Carver. And then the others leave Connor's alone. And this is where Lexus King sidles up. And he says that he sees that Connor has been listening and that Connor's father would be proud of him, right? So, and again, that'll be NXT fans Googling.
Did they tried to recruit Dempsey too, right?
They did later on in the show.
Oh, okay.
And this is where I'm like, I'm kind of interested in this second generation talent lacking opportunities, like entitled heels. I think that's kind of cool. They all, and here's where I made the note. Actually, they did approach Charlie Dempsey later in the segment, and Ariana Grace is like, "You're one of us," sort of thing. So we'll see, because there is a bunch of them who could argue they're being like heel logic wise, right? They could argue this for sure.
Yeah.
Then we get Tavion Heights taking on Lexus King. And King is targeting Heights' left arm early and often, and it's another short match with pretty much zero heat. Heights is impressive athlete, but he's just not connecting as a wrestler. Like
It's a charisma issue.
It is. It's something. They're just like, okay, cool. Like he's gonna throw suplexes and whatever. He lost to a pretty sudden coronation after about 4 minutes. Not even any cheating by this newly forming heel faction, and the win, I guess it's giving King some momentum because he needs some if he's going to lead a new faction.
I saw them teasing some like reluctance to cheat from Ariana Grace on
Yeah, me too.
on TNA,
And I was like, where did that come from?
I agree.
Yeah,
I
so
thought it was weird.
it's like she's playing two different characters on different products.
Right. Yeah.
I saw that same thing and was very confused now that you mention it. We get Thea Hale versus Zarya. Izzy Dame's on commentary, brackets added nothing is my note. I assume she's there to cost Zarya the win without Ruka there to support her. But Tatum Paxley shows up, leaps off the barricade onto Izzy Dame on commentary. This distracts Zarya, that whole madness, who gets rolled up by Hale after 10 minutes. Fatal Influence come out afterward, and it looks like Hale and Zarya will have to work together. So it's like, oh, we'll, even though you just beat me, we'll sort of stand together against these heels. But swerve, brother. Zarya F5s Thea Hale. And a Fatal Influence just kind of back their way up the ramp. So again, the match is nothing special, sort of the theme of the show. But we're furthering the Dame Paxley stuff, which still isn't over. And Zarya's taken another step towards being a heel, right? Like, I think it's pretty clear if you're F5ing Thea Hale out of the blue, kind of, you're like, on the path, right?
Yeah.
Because Thea Hale's like their baby faciest baby face, pretty much. Keanu Carver destroyed Andre Chase. he tore off. Chase was wearing like a protective mask for his nose and face, I guess, and
I thought he stopped doing that. I remember he was doing
it was
that.
back on. And I actually liked it because I don't think Carver, sorry, is like a ring general. So it allowed him to look kind of vicious, ripping it off and then targeting the face, like running it into the post and stepping on it on the steps and stuff.
Yeah.
Chase does get a bit time in control, which I'm not sure why, and it kind of annoyed me here. He even takes Carver out over the announce table. Carver then pops up to slam Chase onto the table, hits his lame twisting power slam. His finisher it's literally a power slam where he just twists as he hits it. It was not very impactful.
Okay.
Carver attacks Chase's face more after the match, stomps on it on the steps. Carver is physically super impressive looking. I don't know if he can wrestle yet. I will say that. Having him target Chase's face, I thought was a smart way to deal with him. The crowd wasn't interested in this at all. So I don't think this was the reaction they were hoping for. And I don't know why Andre Chase. This should have been Carver comes out and destroys him, right? And this was not that.
Kind of like not maybe like a little more like the Omega match.
Yes. This was not like an impressive monster kills. Like Chase isn't anything. Like I like him and he serves a purpose, but the way the two have been presented, this should have been Carver annihilating him. And then maybe Chase can be annoyed that Connors didn't come out to support him, right? Or whatever it is. Because Carver
like to at least like further it a little bit.
Like Carver should continue the beat down after the match and nobody comes out or only one of them comes out to whatever. I don't know. But and then Carver cuts an awkward promo after calling on anyone to stop him. And Shiloh Hill comes out to talk to Carver. And Lennox, Drake, and Legacy are all there too. So it's all the guys in the ladder match now. I think it was to end the program, basically, right? They all say things about why they'll win the ladder match. Drake has really good heat from the crowd, which I'm happy because they entertain me quite a bit, actually. Saints comes out, sits on the ladder, calls the rest seeds while he is a rose that grew in through the concrete or whatever, and he's built to be a two-time champion. The others start stepping up and brawling, and it's just to preview the match, a classic like wrestling trope here, right? Saints is on the ladder reaching for the title. Sorry, and then I have Saints walks out selling his injuries. Standing ovation. That's not
Hendry walks.
There you go. Hendry walks out selling his injuries, and the crowd he hits a standing ovation to Saints. Carver hits his spinning power slam to Hendry to stand tall and point at the hanging title as the show ends for a really awkward length of time as Vic goes over the card for next week while everyone has to keep selling and letting Carver stand there was my final note. So again, it feels like a lot of things are shifting in NXT. It's kind of entertaining to me right now. So I'm hoping that kind of momentum continues just to see where they're going. You're right. With all the call ups, like they've got to elevate some other people, right? And switch some things
I would think
up.
so.
So we'll see. All right, so I thought we'd just jump right into it. I'm not going to pause or anything. We'll do our last thing this week is making our predictions for the Royal Rumble that's happening in a couple hours. So I guess you'll instantly get to see how right or wrong we were.
As of right now, I think it's in 40 minutes.
All right, so let's get this done. It won't take that long. So do you want to take charge of this mess?
I suppose I can do that. So we wanted to just do 1 point for the non-Rumble matches, and for Rumble matches, we do different point standings based on the picks.
And we're giving ourselves 3 picks, right?
3 picks for the Rumble, 3 picks for a surprise entrance.
Crap. Okay, so you get going because I just realized I didn't pick a third option for the women's Rumble.
Okay. First match is AJ Styles versus Gunther. AJ's career's on line. I thought them jumping the gun in this match was going to be like.
I'm a bit torn here still.
It was signifying AJ wins, but now they've made some odd decisions.
I know.
Otherwise, they hot-shotted Styles Nakamura less than a week for Saturday's main event, made a big stink about that being their final match.
Yep.
Then he challenged Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship on Raw the night of. And there's just strange things to do if we still have at least till WrestleMania, right? There's also the matter of Nakamura's journal entry he posted about. He wrote this sometime last year where he claims he had a conversation with AJ who said he would be planning to retire at the Rumble. Unless this is a major ploy to like screw with everybody, it makes it feel like Gunther's retiring him, making good on that recent trademark. And if it's AJ's last night, please put him at number 3 in the Rumble again. That would be cool because that's how he debuted a year ago. I'm going to take Gunther.
So my instincts say that this isn't the end for Styles, but
like, they made weird decisions.
But it's hard to see Gunther losing too. So I'm torn. Sorry, who did you take? Gunther?
Gunther.
I'm gonna take Gunther as well. As time has passed, like 2 weeks ago, I would have been super confident. Now I'm
I would
less
think AJ.
confident.
But then they made these weird decisions, and
So I guess we won't do certainty scores, right, for this one?
not for these.
No.
It's more so just for the Rumble will hopefully
Right. Will be our
shake that up.
tiebreakers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then it's
So
McIntyre, Sammy for the title. There's a concerning feeling I have that they would want this is where I think Saudi
uh-oh.
would play a role.
Yeah.
Sam even mentioned in a promo, he hasn't lost in Saudi. I have a concerning feeling they would want to give Sammy his big toe in Saudi since now, like Saudi and like you remember that he didn't want they want him there because he's Syrian, whatever.
Yes.
Now they're on good terms. Since they're on good terms, and it's like his second hometown.
Yeah.
And like they've been making the big thing of like, the story is like hasn't won a world title yet, right? Yada
Right.
yada yada. But he won the title shot like a week out from the Rumble. That's not a build befitting of a title change. Now, I'm not saying they necessarily always care about that.
Hmm.
But surely they'd want to build up a big title win, especially with it's like, oh, he's never won world titles, well, like whatever. I also would say Drew just won the title; he's not losing it, so I'm gonna take Drew.
Yeah.
But I do have a worry that it would be Sammy, and that's not an issue with Sammy. It's more so Drew just won it, and I don't want Drew to lose.
I've seen a bunch of people picking Sammy.
I don't think it's without its merit. I just don't.
They can't do Drew dirty again like this, can they? But then you're like, yeah,
Oh,
they could.
they can. They
I
can.
know. So
And that's my fear, but I'm not going to do it.
And I feel like they missed their chance to make Sammy the hottest point for Sammy to be a champion has already gone by.
People are like annoyed with Sammy a lot of the time.
So I'm taking Drew as well, but I'm like you. I feel like there's a non-zero chance that they just screw Drew over here, but I'm gonna take Drew still.
Because why not? Right.
Right.
Okay.
So for Rumbles matches, we're gonna pick 3 winners each.
Yeah.
Right.
Top pick gets 3 points.
Right.
Second pick gets 2 points. Third pick gets 1 point.
Did you do Iron Man and Woman?
No, I did not.
Oh, so I made those picks too. I don't know if you want to quickly.
Okay.
So I did Iron Man, Iron Woman, and most eliminations for each, and then surprise entrance.
Okay. Whoops. I didn't mean to do that.
So if you want me to talk first, then it'll give me
below, and then I can do Iron.
So we'll start with Women's Rumble match.
Woman. Yeah. Iron Man, Woman, and then most eliminations.
So for Women's match,
hold on.
I have 2 women I'm pretty confident on, and a third one I'm just throwing in, to be honest, for winners.
Iron, Woman, and then
most
elim
and surprise.
And most elim.
How many surprise entrants? 3 each?
3. I do 3 still. Yeah.
All right. I wrote down 5 for women, but I'm going to narrow it down as we go.
Okay. So I will formulate those as you talk.
So my winners.
Hold on. I do have confirmed entrants if this is helpful.
Okay. Yeah, I was looking at that.
So I tried to find. I double checked it this morning, so hopefully this is up to date as it can be. It's Io, Ripley, Perez, Morgan, Raquel, Bailey, Lyra, Asuka, Chelsea, Jordan Grace, Charlotte, Alexa, Nia, Lash Legend, Julia, Maxine Dupree.
Right.
Yeah, if you would like to go, I would like to say we'd mention this. This is the least I've cared about a Rumble in a while. I don't know if we said this at the beginning or if we said it off air. I don't care.
Yeah. Women's, my top 2 picks. My 3-point pick is Bianca Belair.
Okay.
Who will obviously fit into one of my surprise entrants as well.
Yes.
My 2-point pick is Liv Morgan.
Okay.
I really think it's one of those 2.
Sorry, your third was Belair, and then second is Liv Morgan.
My 3-point pick. So my number 1 pick, I guess, is Belair.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
You're going Belair at the top. I see.
3 points, Liv 2 points, and then I kind of don't really know after that, so I went Ripley just because she's a big deal and they love her.
So it's funny. I went the opposite. My number 1 pick, my 3-pointer is Liv Morgan.
Yep.
I don't really know why. I've seen like some betting odds on that, and I was like, okay, sure. Because again, I don't know.
And I heard someone else saying like she's been losing lately, which is usually their red herring, right?
The tag division's an odd choice for her.
Yeah.
And she's also been in every Rumble. She's been runner up a couple times. Like she's kind of due for it.
Yeah.
My second pick is Belair. I also think her coming back is a solid shout.
And her getting a shot at Jade, right, makes a lot of sense.
And then for me, third, I took Jordan Grace because she's been primed for a feud with Cargill, and I was like, maybe they could do that. I'm not super confident on that, but I thought I'd go like it was kind of like you. I didn't know what to do for my third one, so I thought I'd go interesting.
Like I want to, and I also wanted to consider her for most eliminations, but I feel like she has the stink of you became a star not in our company, so we will not honor you.
Maybe.
I feel like there's a bit of that is what I'm nervous about. But yes, that would make sense. I don't think it's a terrible pick. I don't think it's any worse than Ripley, really.
I'm trying to think of what I want to pick for like the.
So Iron Women, I went with. I have
Oh wait,
two.
hold on. I'll do all those ones after we do surprise entrance, just because I have
Okay.
it slotted last. So if we want to do the men's picks next,
Men's picks to win. All right. So
yes,
I'm torn here too a little bit. I have
I can go.
five. Yeah, go
Oh,
ahead.
sorry. I'll do the confirmed entrance as well. I forgot. So we have Cody, Roman, Jay, Uso, Yeet Man, every member of the Vision. So all four of them. That's
Yeah.
Reed, Breaker, Paul, Theory, Fatu, Dragon Lee, Mysterio if he's not hurt, Penta, Lesnar, Javon Evans, R-Truth, Priest. And then I'm
The
okay.
lit.
So
Did you say Gunther? The list I have says Gunther.
I didn't see Gunther confirmed, and he's in a match, so I'd wager
So
maybe not
this says
confirmed. But
17 of the 30 spots confirmed as of Thursday, January
mm,
29th.
I don't know because the first list I saw didn't have Truth and Priest, so
Mm,
I don't know.
yeah.
Anyways, my number one pick, I'm gonna stick with the common pick. I'm gonna take Breaker. I
Okay.
think it's one of those rumbles where we make someone because what last year was a terrible choice in Jay. The last 2 years were dedicated to Cody. I think this year we had to go like act like you make a star with this rumble, which they tend to do sometimes. Like they did that with Drew, right?
Mm,
Like there are times where they do that. I think we need to do that. But my second pick, I'm gonna go safe. I'm gonna go Saudi. I'm gonna go Cody.
yeah.
Um,
Makes
I don't
sense.
want him to win. I don't want him to win the three rumbles. I don't, but like I think it could happen.
Yep.
And then my third pick again, I'm gonna kind of go outside the box just for fun. Um, because like I said, the Rumbles never maxed out. I think it's weird to say that. So I think they might pull something with Balor, and I'm gonna take Balor as my third, which is
All right.
almost
I like
0
it.
chance. But I think it'd be really cool if they did that. And so I saw Baron Corbin of all people was saying like something about how they could do a story like that. And I agree. I think it'd be really cool, which is why I don't think they'll do it. But on the off chance they do, I'm gonna take Balor as like my 1 point pick.
That's fair. I like it. Okay, so I have 5 names written down here. I
Okay.
have Breaker, Cody, Gunther, Roman, and Fatu all
Okay.
there. So
All
I
right.
gotta get
All
down to.
valid. There are a lot of valid picks in this one. I will say like Fatu's one I didn't really consider because for me, like the rumors of the Cody Fatu triple threat, one of them doesn't win the Rumble, and I feel like it's more likely that Cody wins the Rumble
Right.
and then Fatu gets like inserted. Or neither of them win the Rumble, right? Like I could see that kind of working out that way.
So I'll take Breaker because I've been saying it forever that he's gonna
Are you your
win.
top pick?
That's my
You with your-
top pick.
Okay, so we have the same one then.
I'll bump Roman up to my second pick based on the whole like it's Saudi and they want someone kind of like your logic with Cody.
Okay.
And then third, I'll go out on a limb and I'll say Gunther
Okay. All right.
just cuz
I really would laugh if he's not in the Rumble.
he might not be. Yeah.
Okay. Now women's surprise picks.
Okay.
For this one, you want to go like we could alternate just for fun.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So for my number one pick, I think obviously I'm gonna take Belair.
Me too.
Okay. Just I think it's about time she's back, and she's a good pick to win as well, obviously.
Then I've got to
My
narrow it
number
down.
two pick, because I saw this rumor, I'm gonna take JC Jane.
Interesting.
I think you get this, you get her foot in the door on main roster, and then she can lose the title soon.
Yep.
She can go up maybe after Mania.
Yep. I'll take Solruka.
I also considered
They
Solruka.
want her to hit her finisher on
I
somebody
think so, yeah.
in Saudi, I think. Yeah.
Mhm. My last, I'm gonna go cheap pick because they tend to do it. I'm gonna take Trish because she tends to show up.
Never fails, eh?
Yeah.
I think I need to go another NXT because there was a little moment where Ava's on the phone and like, yeah, we have lots of talent
No, she got fired.
in the women's division. So I've got Belair and Ruka. So I'm torn between Kendall Gray, Lola Vice, and returning Tiffany Stratton.
If you're going NXT, I feel like Lola's is a solid shot.
I do too. But Gray's awesome, but maybe they want to keep
I
her.
don't know if they're putting like Evolve.
All right, I'll go Lola Vice. I'll take
Okay.
Lola as my third.
Lola, nice, awesome sauce. Okay, men's surprise picks now. My first one, it's obvious. I'm gonna take Jericho.
Okay, that makes
I
sense.
think it's gonna happen here.
I have 6 names here.
Oof, okay.
I got to narrow down. So
like,
you're
the most
taking
confident?
Jericho. I'll take Evil,
Oh,
Sinister.
I really not. I'll write in brackets, Sinister, just so that you still get points if he's Sinister.
And then my other 2 are going to be maybe weird
My
ones.
second one, I read a news report that where Tama Tonga took a selfie somewhere and he accidentally spoiled this because you see this guy without the paint. So I'm taking Mr. Iguana.
Interesting.
I saw the thing, and I think that means we're gonna get him in there.
I mean, I should take Jericho as my. I guess I'll put Jericho as my top one. I was
Okay.
gonna avoid him
Your top
altogether.
one?
Yeah,
Do you want me to put Evil at second then?
yeah. Put Evil at
Okay.
second.
So
Now I'm torn.
I was also thinking probably Joe Hendry's in there, but I don't want to pick that again. So my surprise pick, it's not necessarily surprising that he's not like it's not gonna be a return or a debut. It's just like he's not confirmed yet. So I'm taking Kit Wilson.
Okay, to
'Cause
win, that's
no
crazy.
surprise.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. I just want like I said, the main thing I want to see in this Rumble, I want to see his entry and I want everyone to get excited. So Kit Wilson, baby.
So I need a third one, and it's gonna be a weird one. You may not have even heard of him. So my possibilities were Rollins,
Oh yeah.
Powerhouse Hobbs,
Rollins has like insisted he's not in this Rumble, which is really like strange.
Hobbs, which is probably a better pick than what I'm gonna pick.
We should have. I wish we had more picks for this. Because,
Gable
like, a couple of good ones.
might be ready.
Ooh, yeah.
But I am going off the board, and I'm not even sure I'm saying this name right. Fod to Wake.
Oh yeah, the Saudi guy. Okay,
That's my third pick.
I think I know how to spell that.
F
That's
A
not a
H
bad show.
FAHDTUWAIQ.
UW.
TUWAIQ.
Oh, I thought it was an A. Okay, I was close.
So I'm gonna say
That is an interesting show. Yeah.
right.
Okay, and then we'll do the Iron Man, Iron Woman.
Yep.
And then most elims men, most elims women. Okay, so I did these picks last minute, so this will be interesting. But okay, so Iron Man, I thought it's something they can tout for somebody without them winning or anything. So I'm going to take Javon. I could see him as a guy who like starts out early, lasts a while, and obviously he's not winning. But I could see him as a guy like the good stick around. He could do a Kofi spot.
I'm gonna model good ethics here.
I'm gonna take Javon.
So I will allow you to change your pick because I don't know if you saw this information too, and I'm gonna share it with you so that you have full information. Okay. Apparently there was a glitch.
Oh, I saw that.
And it revealed that Breaker's entering at 1. So does that change?
About that.
Does that change anything?
Breaker then.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take because if I think he's gonna, yeah, I did see that.
If you think he's in at 1 and he's gonna win,
unless they change tack, but I don't know if that they would.
I don't either.
Okay, but then there's also on the Raw division we're saying like they're gonna help Breaker win. So it's like he enters at number 1, they just help him out the whole time. He survives. Okay, I'm gonna take Breaker then. I would have taken Javon, but that's actually makes sense.
What a noble man I am, eh? I'll take Breaker as well. My other considerations were Fatu, just so they can give him something.
That's what I thought for Javon, because I thought it fits Javon.
It does. And then my other Iron Man possibility was Penta, just because they also want to throw him something, right? And he sells merch. So, but I'll take Breaker as well.
Iron Woman, I do see Morgan as a potential pick, but I'm going to take Io Sky. I feel like it's something really well suited for her.
She was one of my 2 options, but I'm going to take my other one. I feel like it's somebody, that can really wrestle and be in there a long time, and they need to put some shine back on her, at least from where I sit. So I took Julia.
I like that.
Yeah.
Like that. Most elims, I took Breaker because it just seems like something like it seems like something for him too. My other option, I feel like Bronson Reed is an also equally.
I love my pick here, and it's neither of those.
What is it?
Obafemi.
Ooh, I forgot about him.
Right?
I can't. I'm not going to change 2 picks, so I'll stick with Breaker.
I'll take Oba. It just feels like if it's got to be Oba, no? Like he's going to eliminate 13 people or something.
On the other, I'm pretty proud of my women's pick for most elims because they seem high on her and she's still fresh, so they need something for her. I'm going to take Lash Legend.
She is one of my.
They seem pretty high on her, and they usually like this for like the big superstars, right? Like like Kane or Big Show or like Strowman. Nia Jax has like the most all-time women's eliminations, so I think Lash being like the super tall, like former basketball player,
it's on my short list.
I think she makes the most sense, so I'm gonna take her on that one.
So she was one of my options, so I'll take my other one just so that it's not so boring. Right. Because I think we're on the same track.
You want to say 1 point each for these ones, just because there's no standings. Okay,
it's got to be a monster. I feel like, right? And somebody they've been focusing on lately is Raquel Rodriguez.
Ooh,
so I feel like maybe if they want to keep
that's also good,
keep her elevated, and they can't have her win or whatever, like just
that could be her claim to like another match with Vicaire, right? If she doesn't win, okay, But I think Raquel would have been an interesting pick for like your third spot too.
Yeah.
Like, right? Like I like 'cause I don't. I mean, again, I don't see it, but like I think it would have been an interesting like if you like, to go outside the box, right?
Yeah.
All in all, I'm not like I said, I don't really care about the Rumbles here. It just has a lot to do with my overall apathy and disgust towards WWE now. And it
And
sucks because
yeah,
like we're saying, the Rumble last year was so great.
the TKO
With all
era, the Saudi era, it's all problematic for us. So
yeah. The women's Rumble is gonna look like I've seen the jokes already. Like it's gonna look like a Power Rangers
it is.
convention.
It
Like
is. It's going to be
which
pretty wacky.
yeah. But the set looks really good. Like I don't know. I do want to like it because even if I don't like WWE, the Rumble, it's the Rumble.
But don't
So
forget,
I want to enjoy it.
women can drive a car over there now. As of what was it when we looked it up?
2017, 2018. Like
Yeah, the women are people over there, guys. Trust us. Like it's
Makes
it's
sense.
fine. It's all fine. Yeah.
But I do hope it's fun. Like that's why I'm gonna try to avoid spoilers for as long as I can because I do want that Rumble experience. Like 'cause I saw especially last year it was really fun watching it live.
Yeah, we
Let's watch
is Smash
PLEs
doing a
live.
show this week tonight?
Probably.
I would assume so. Right?
No.
No.
Maybe not on the effect because it's on Saudi time. That's why it's like starting like really soon.
Oh, this is off topic, but I did see. I think Death Cab is playing at the amphitheater this year. I don't know if you're interested.
Cab for Cutie?
Yeah.
I'd go see that.
I know. I thought like you like a bunch of their stuff. I wouldn't.
I like some of their stuff. I'd probably listen to them more before we go. So yeah, I mean, if we
I'm
can
pretty
go,
sure
sure.
if the Bud soundstage has been renamed the RBC.
is.
It is. So that's I heard it on the radio.
Calling it Budweiser.
Well, I'm
calling it
still
Budweiser.
Molson Amphitheater. That was my day, so it's
You
changed.
still call it Skydome.
I do still call it Skydome and will forever.
I would, yeah, I'd check that out.
Okay.
Especially if they played Photo Booth, I would love
We'll
that.
keep it in mind.
And, yeah, Rumble, yay.
I don't think there's anything else to discuss. We're coming up on 2 hours over, I think. So we'll wrap that up here. Episode 280.
Mom asked if I thought it'd be long, and I was like, nah, probably not.
Yeah, of course. We always say that. That's another famous line too. Shouldn't be too long this week, and then boom, 2 hours.
I'm at that one.
So yeah, I'm gonna wrap this up, do some editing, head out to see you. We'll go shopping and have some food, I assume. It'd be nice to see you, and then we'll be back here next weekend for episode 290. We'll talk about Royal Rumble if we end up watching it. I'm sure we will. So we'll give our thoughts on that probably in a quick little segment there, and then we'll do all the usual stuff. We look forward to seeing you back here for episode 290, and until then, everybody, take care.